It says excellent condition. Why can't I hear it back in my headphones? I can barely hear it. All right, let me see here. Oh, this says I'm live, but nothing's come down in the chat. Come on, you gotta be shitting me. But I can't see any viewers or anything. Is it because of the time? Because we got 2 minutes? Before 8 o'clock? I don't know, man. I can't see anything in the chat is the problem. Monetization off, privacy public. 18 people on, 15 likes. Okay, now it says 2 current viewers, average watch time 4 seconds. Phil, if you can hear me or see me on live stream, can you just call my cell real quick? I have no idea if anyone can see this or not. And there's already 23 people on here. Wonderful. Come on. Because I don't have the... No one can even write anything, it looks like. Why isn't the chat on? Participants. Check. I don't have the... No one can even write anything, it looks like. Why isn't the chat on? Participants. What's up, bro? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check. I don't have the... All right, word. Okay. Can you type something in the chat for me? Can you type something in the chat for me so I can see the chat? What's up, bro? Can you hear me? There's nothing in there. All right. What? Can you hear me? Yeah, I see it. Check. I don't have the... All right, word. Okay. Can you type something in the chat for me? Can you type something in the chat for me so I can see the chat? What's up, bro? Can you hear me? There's nothing in there. All right. What? No, I don't see shit. Can you hear me? Yeah, I see it. Check. All right, word. Okay. Can you type something? Yeah. It says streaming. Yeah, it says stop streaming. I'm refreshing my page here to see if anything happens. Hopefully something happens with this. This is why we're doing it, right? So we can get these kinks worked out. Yeah, this still says I'm live. And I see top chat, but there's no words coming up. Oh, there we go. Boom. Now I got it. All right, I just refreshed the page. All right, let me all right, let me know if this comes through. Does that come through? All right, yeah. All right, looks like we're talking. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to start talking and start trying to read the chat. Is there any way to blow the chat up so I can see it bigger? Okay. All right, I'm going to read tiny. All right, cool. All right, I see Badonkey Kong says here I can see in here. All right, we're good to go. All right, thank you, bro. Oh, let's talk about the Fed right now. That Glenn Beck, Jon Stewart video. All right, peace. All right, guys. I think we're ready to rock and roll. I think we're live. I can see the chat now. It's really small. Yeah, I can see it. All right, I got Randy. Hello, Stephanie, LFG. All right, guys, just be easy on me. This is just a test run to see how this software works. I'm still getting used to it myself. Yo, smart investors here. All right, guys, what's going on? Guys, what's going on? I'm sorry for no proper introductions to the live stream. This is completely unprofessional. But this is exciting. I'm glad I get to actually talk to you guys. All right, let's start talking. I'd like to know, did anyone hear the story today about the papers that were released by the Levi, the school of, oh God, now I'm getting nervous because I'm live. Apparently the Fed released $30 trillion according to FOIA requests that were asked for back in 2010 from the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve told these people that it was going to be 10 years before they could have the numbers out for them. And apparently they came out yesterday because it's been 10 years. We're in 2022. And the numbers so far from what I've been able to gather, and I haven't been able to fact check this yet because I don't have the actual transcript from the FOIA request, but apparently what we were told was they were going to bail the banks out for approximately $3.5 trillion between 2008 and 10. Now, from the figures that were released today, just Citigroup by themselves got $2.5 trillion. And apparently, we also gave out over $5 trillion to other countries to bail them out. So the estimates that they are coming up with is right now there is $29 trillion estimated, not of legal tender, just digitized money floating around out there, backed by nothing. So that's where we find ourselves today. But good news is AMC had a good day. The market rebounded the last 3 days in a row. I'm not complaining about that. All right, let me start over some chats here. I see Forrest Bradley says you're fine. Devin, yes, sir. It's authentic. Hello from England. England, what's going on? Phil for real with the tech support. Phil for real did have the tech support. This was the whole thing. Me and Phil planned this. I was going to call him. We were going to try to do a dry run and see how it went. And looks like we're up now. Looks like we are up and running. AMC Biggins was talking about, who's that? Veronica Chase. AMC Biggins was talking about the trillions. Yeah, this is mind-boggling to know how much money was given out to these people. I mean, if these numbers are correct, like I said, I haven't been able to. Let me pull up real quick what the name of the place was that asked for the FOIA request. By the way, chat, can you guys tell me if you can see my screen? Like, is my screen right now showing the numbers? But my $40,000 student loan. Yeah, it is. It's showing the numbers, right? All right. So let's get off of here. And let's talk about. Yeah, okay. So someone was saying actually to read this book here, Too Big to Fail. I realized, though, it's by Andrew Ross Sorkin. Isn't that the guy from MSNBC or CNBC? The skinny guy? All right. I want to know if I can play this video for you guys. Smith, I hope I get to do more of these too, but I really get it. This is really just a dry run. I need to figure out how to run this software. I want to get in the back here. If you guys have any personal questions for me, ask me now, because I might not ask them in the future. Screen looks good. Okay, so you guys can see what I'm trying to put up here. All right. But the problem is I can't see the chat. There's got to be a way to do this that I can see the chat and bring it over here. All right, let me put this out there. So I just watched Jeff Forbes' video a little while ago, probably about, 30 minutes ago, right before I came on here. And he was talking about the fact that he's still buying AMC, but that people are asking him because he's not talking about it. He's not covering it as much on his channel, and that he used to cover AMC a good bit. I mean, remember back in the day when we were first coming into this play, he was talking about AMC all the time. But he was actually showing his portfolio that he had bought twice in the last week, I think at 18 and 14. But I'm curious to know how many of you guys this week, seeing how far down we came, did anyone else buy? Because I am pretty much tapped out at this point. I really am so nervous about my money just because everything I bought after June, like these intervals where I bought when we came on dips, my Fidelity account looks terrible right now, but I don't have the money to get my cost average down. So I don't know. It's been rough, though. The last couple of days has been really rough. I mean, really good, really good. The last couple of days have been really good. I'm telling you, man, before Christmas, I was starting to doubt myself and say, what am I doing with all of these shares? So much of my portfolio in one stock. And I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you guys might, but I was starting to question whether this was the right thing to do or not. But I think, and like Jeff said, Forbes said this, he goes, it's more to me than just making the money. It's more than just getting paid. It is huge about that. That's why I first got in. But now it's become something totally different for me. Now everything that I've discovered for the last year, just digging through all kinds of DD, you kind of get to a point where you start to understand that this trickle-down effect, these rules and regulations, I mean, look at how hard they were fighting transparency the other day. They want to make one little change, and they're fighting it tooth and nail. The problem is this money, this $29 trillion, is out there floating around somewhere right now, and everything is inflated. And I think that very soon there's going to be something major that's going to come along and pop that bubble. I don't know what it's going to be. But right now, enjoy the green days. As long as we're getting a little bit of green right now, like I said, I'm not going to complain. Well, we just went through 8 weeks of hell, of just pure free fall on AMC. And I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me, honestly, that this play has gone on this long with this many personalities, this many different shareholders with different opinions on things. And here we are almost more than a year into this thing, and we're still all here. I mean, there's 45 of you on here right now talking to me about it. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm really thankful and glad that I participated in this, because once I saw the shadiness going on, I just said, this has got to stop, because it'll never end. I truly believe if the people that are alive right now, these 3 generations we have, Gen X, Gen Z, and Millennials, if we don't fix this, I don't think it's ever going to get fixed. I truly believe that. We have one moment right now to snatch some of the power away, and if we don't do it, things are not going to change. We are going to continue just like we did today with, who was it? Google today have record numbers, right? Why? Why is that? Why is it that Google is doing so well? Could it be possibly because of how much control that they're able to put over the media? I mean, everything that we are seeing right now is controlled from the top down. There is no real independent news out there except for what you might be able to find on YouTube. If you go mainstream, you're going to get a lot of hyperbole, a lot of, people aren't going to be talking about the truth. Why isn't this story on the news tonight? This should be the biggest story. Glenn Beck said it. Why isn't this on the news? $30 trillion possibly out there that the Fed printed from, not even printed, just digitized on spreadsheets on accounts. I don't know. It just seems bad to me. Everything seems bad to me right now. All right, let's go to the chat here and see what people are talking about. This play, to me, was starting to get risky, so this is unnatural. But I am holding it. Me too, man. It was always a risk, right? From the jump, it was going to be a risk. You were taking a leap of faith with AMC. Maybe not so much back in February and March when I first started buying in, because, look, my perspective on this was always, okay, this is a recovery play to an extent. And so at $5, $6, $7 a share, if AMC can just manage not to go bankrupt, we should be able to make money on this play one way or the other. It's a no-lose situation. But that changed over the last 12 months because we just saw how deep the corruption goes. So, yeah, man, this for me was about making money until I realized all the corruption going on. And now it's become something totally different. And you guys who have been on my channel know I dive into all kinds of stuff, politics and crime, and there's a million different things that are influencing right now what's going on in the market. And I want to try to cover as many of them as I can because there's so many people out there who aren't telling us what's going on that are supposed to be. That's their job. And they're failing at it miserably. Dave says, well said. Thanks, Dave. The problem, wealth being controlled. But by the way, guys, can you just put a 1 in the chat if the audio is good? Just put a 1 in the chat if it's, too loud, if it's good, put a 1. I'm just curious how the audio is. The question should not be. Did Nancy and Linda, I don't know if Nancy and her husband sold. It's good. Audio is good, chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Brian, Riptide Redemption, Smith. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Arnold, what's Anon 617? Are you a Boston man? Nancy Pelosi got 10 Google options. I saw that. Yeah. Thank you, guys. It's all 1 in the chat. Awesome. Good. Okay. And I'm assuming video is good, too. All right. So it seems like this is working okay. Awesome. Everybody's putting a 1 in. AJ Star, it's all good, man. I was actually late myself, so. This is just a dry run. I'm trying to figure out how to use this software because I want to be able to invite other people on. I have a bunch of people that I want to get on. Talking about AMC and other things. I mean, look, on this channel, I'm going to cover anything that has to do with the economy. It's just macroeconomics, whatever it is. There's all these different influences right now that are affecting every decision we make when we open our portfolios in the morning before that bell goes off. So anytime I can keep you guys up to date with news that's relevant and truthful, I'm going to put it out there. And I've been trying to get more material out the last couple of weeks. I really have. I've been trying to stay on it ever since I cracked my head open. I had an epiphany that I need to start doing more because you only live once. I almost died twice in 2 steps. All right. Former masshole here. Arnold 617 from Boston. What part of Boston on 617? What part of Boston are you from? Boston proper? It's working fine. Thank you, Jamie. Have you said hello to Al from Boston? No, man. Look, Al from I don't even know why are people even still talking about Boston? And this is nothing against you, but why are people even still talking about Al from Boston? I don't even know why his name's brought up. And I'm speaking to someone in particular that keeps saying, come back, come back, come back. We're doing fine without him. I don't know why on God's green earth we would try to get Al from Boston back right now. What, to try and charge everyone $45 again for a squeeze cast? And you get interviews with Rudy Giuliani? No. I'm not a big fan of Al from Boston. And another thing, people were talking about back in the day, and I never mentioned this in my videos that I did about him, but, you know, he goes to Bentley, and everyone was saying, oh, Al's got this, $30,000 Bloomberg terminal. No, I believe Al was going to the Bentley College Library because they have a school of business there, and I think they have 3 or 4 Bloomberg terminals in the library. You can use them if you get a library card from Bentley University. So I'm pretty sure that's where he was checking the Bloomberg numbers. It was never, that's why it was always screenshots. He could never go live on his Bloomberg terminal because he didn't have one. He was taking pictures in the library at his school. No face, no trust. Linda, yeah, exactly, right? No face, no trust. Al is not. He's from Waltham, which is about 20 minutes north of the city, up Route 95, 128. So he's about 20 minutes outside the city, Waltham. Let's see here. This message. Who is holding messages for review? I'm not doing that. Bill Buckner's in here. AA released preliminary. Why do I think that AA released those numbers today? That's a good question. I don't know. That's a really good question. Here's one thing I will say. I noticed I think it was the end of December, I was making a video about Q4 earnings. And I had noticed something that said it was going to be out between January 29th and February 2nd. Then another thing that said it won't be out to the end of March. Now, if you remember last year, Kong Godzilla came out right at the end of March. I believe it came out the last weekend in March. And we didn't get our Q4 earnings. Yeah, I want to say it wasn't until then, but I'm not sure. I think last year, though, we got them in March. I think we got the numbers right around when Kong opened. So why did he put this out so early? That's a damn good question. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what caused our spike the last 3 days, or at least today, right? That got that little bump over 18. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold that line. I was hoping we held that line at 18, but okay. So we're going to have to bounce again and come back. But, yeah, I don't know why AA did that. I don't think we'll get the official numbers, I believe, till like the middle of March. I'm pretty sure. If anybody in the chat knows, if they want to correct me, we're going to all go down to La Jolla after that. Brian Deal. Brian, I used to live in Claremont. I don't know if you know. I'm sure if you know where La Jolla is, you know where Claremont is. Alpha Waltham. Excuse me. Alpha Waltham doesn't sound sexy. I don't know. The whole thing with him not showing his face bothered me. And there's some people I don't want to look at their faces. Matt Kors, I would rather not. I'd rather just listen to his voice or not watch him at all, actually. But there's some people that I would rather do without. But Al, I do want to actually see come on camera one day. AJ Star 77. Thank you very much. I love you guys too, honestly. Honestly, man, this has been one of the most craziest, best experiences of my life. I'll tell you guys a story. I got into a huge blowout with my family about this whole thing, about coming onto YouTube, about investing all this money in AMC. I tried to get some of my family to go in with me, and I also told them to buy Tesla when it was at 500 and 580, whatever it came down to. And so this has been a little something different for me because I've gotten to some personal issues with my family over it. So I actually haven't spoken to my parents in a long time. So you guys out there have been amazing just with the support and everything going on and getting 3,000 subscribers. Like I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that. I mean, I'm just some dumb idiot from Boston on here talking and just doing a little bit of research and putting it out there. But I think it's important. Like I think the investigating and the reporting is so important because we're really losing good journalism. I mean, they're trying to suffocate everyone. No, they don't want anyone speaking anything out of line. I don't know how many of you guys remember, but it's probably not because I think only 40 people watched it. But probably about 6 months ago, I made a video where the former SEC vice president, I believe her name was Laura Unger, she was talking about and comparing, just like they did the other day with the truckers in Canada, saying that it's the same as January 6th. They literally said that. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the article here. Hold on. I don't know if it's going to come up here. Let's see. Yeah, here it is right here. This is crazy. Look at this. Canada's Freedom Convoy is the January 6th for the Great North. White North with a question mark. Canada's truckers' protest won't lead to a major violence, says expert, but some folks up north want their own January 6th. Really? By driving trucks around the country and driving to Ottawa? It's crazy, man. They want to shut Joe Rogan down because he had a couple fringe doctors on. I got to be careful what I say on here. But the way they're trying to clamp down on free speech, getting back to the SEC, Laura Unger, She was trying to compare what happened on January 28th to January 6th. I'm not even kidding. I put it in a few of my videos. But they are doing this along the line. They want to shut down communication. They want to shut down free speech. They don't want anyone talking about the establishment or the oligarchy. Right now, everything's being run by Big Pharma, the military-industrial complex, and Silicon Valley. And Wall Street, the four of them. That's your four horsemen, Lou. Those four. Claremont, California. No. Claremont, it's actually in San Diego. It's part of San Diego. It was right outside where I went to school. Glad you were doing live. Yeah, man, this is cool. This is really awesome. I'm glad I got to connect with you guys. Lou has Al on his appointments. He's just don't worry about it. Who? Okay, so can someone explain to me, what did Lou say today? He said that he never told anyone we were to sell at 73. After 73... is wacko zone, and you're on your own after that. Nothing's guaranteed. So what he's basically saying is use your best judgment, but he doesn't see us going past 73. I thought on the second on the second set of books, AMC was like 12 to 14,000 right now. Why would I sell for a penny less than that? Why? I don't understand. Where is that 73 coming from? The Canadian truckers all signed a code of conduct that they weren't allowed to protest. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the truckers union works in Canada. I just know that my best friend lives in Canada, and I haven't been able to see them in almost 2 years. And I've been for a year and a half saying, or at least a year now, saying if I were you, I would just fly to Tijuana and walk over, because it's easier to do that than actually to fly from BC, British Columbia, to New England. She'd have an easier time getting in just walking over, maybe dyeing her hair. All right. Hey, Mass. Mainstream media is trying to keep the COVID narrative going. Look at the advertisement before every news segment about the vax. Look who it's sponsored by. I had a video about it, and I never put it up because last time I did that, they struck my video, so I didn't put it up again. But there's a video out there of every major news network. Every major news network. I'm talking CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, Fox News. All of them, every single last one, was sponsored by either Pfizer or Moderna. And they did this over just a weekend. So like Chuck Todd's Sunday morning show. If Pfizer is your biggest contributor to your platform, of course you're going to prop up any business decisions that are going to help the person who is keeping you employed. Are you not? So as long as Pfizer and Moderna are sponsoring all of these segments, they're going to put out whatever rhetoric that they want. The narrative is going to be based off what they want people to say. And that's why everyone's trying to cancel Joe Rogan. That's why everyone's trying to cancel Dr. Robert Malone. Why everyone's trying to cancel Jimmy Dore and saying everyone's, some kind of supremacist. It's like, no, we just want to think for ourselves, make our own decisions like we have been, since we started this country. But we're reverting back to something that I don't recognize anymore. I don't recognize this cancel culture. And truly, I believe at some point we're going to turn this culture war into a class war. I really do. I think that's coming sooner than later. This great reset thing that I've heard a lot of people talk about. It's not a conspiracy theory. Klaus Schwab and them have set it up. They have talked about what they want to do, that you're going to own nothing and enjoy it. This is not a conspiracy theory. I don't have a tinfoil hat on. I got a Red Sox hat on. They are definitely. I mean, just look at what happened over the year of the pandemic. They say that 3.5% right now we have unemployment. 3.5%? Now, something about that you got to understand is they changed the way that they gauge the unemployment. I believe, I want to say back when Nixon was president, but it could be later. Don't fact check me on that. But really, it's more like 24% right now of the population in the United States is unemployed. 3% is a skewed number that they are, using it to prop up the numbers, make them look good for the Prez. But really, in all reality right now, we're at about 24%. So that's scary. We haven't been that far. We haven't been that low since the Great Depression. Oil's on its way to $100 a barrel. I mean, we can go on and on with the issues that we have. I just took 2 pictures earlier today. I had to go to 2 different stores to find milk. There was no milk at CVS and no milk at the local little store, the 7-Eleven or whatever it is. No milk. I don't know. We're just in a rough time right now. It's a very different time than it was a year ago. That's for sure. Seems like February of last year. Man, if I go back to February last year, I was watching Trey and a couple other guys, I think Jackson Hunter, and I was learning about all of this information. I found out about AutoBits DD and read through all of that and went and checked all the documents. And that's what kind of perked me up and opened my eyes to what was going on. That's when I started to buy. I saw the numbers going from like 5, 6. Then we went to like 7, 8, and I was like, oh, I'm like, this is going to start going. And I was like, if I get in at 7, 8, how can I lose here? And that was always my thing. I was like, this is a no-lose situation. It's a win-win. Pick up whatever you need, 700 shares, 500 shares, grab them, stick them, put them away. And that's basically what I did. I used that pretty much as a savings account. I stuck my money in AMC, and I didn't touch it. I think back in July, I want to say, I had to get some equipment, so I sold 10 of my shares when it was at like $45 or $41. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but then I picked those up, I don't know, a month ago after I transferred to Fidelity, which was a good move. And speaking of Fidelity, they, I still see people making out videos about Fidelity. I don't know what the big persecution is with Fidelity all of a sudden. I don't see them doing anything different than they've been doing, than any other bank does to retail investors. The only reason I'm still with Fidelity or transferred to Fidelity was because at least they're giving me the option to go straight to the exchange if I would like and not use payment for order flow. That is the only reason. And the only reason why I ever even talked about Fidelity was because at the time they seemed like the best option for retail. That was the only reason why I talked about them. I thought it was a good thing to talk about. I thought they were the best option that we had at the time. All right. Trillions paid for by the taxpayers. Not yet. We haven't paid for this yet. There's no way we paid off $29 trillion yet. Let's see here. Love Trey. Yeah, man. I mean, Trey hit me off to this play. If it wasn't for me catching a video on the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday, Trey went on a live stream, I believe, during the day. I was sitting at my buddy's house. We were hungover from Tampa Bay winning the Super Bowl. By the way, man, Tom Brady, the GOAT, retired today. I'm really upset about that. Yeah, I'm bummed out. This has been a tough day. And I had a lot of money on him to win the Super Bowl back-to-back, so that really sucks. Like a couple months' rent. But, where were we? I was talking about Tom Brady. Oh, the taxpayers. Yeah, we have not paid any of that money back. Well, some of it, right? But if the number is correct, $29 trillion, I mean, I don't understand. I don't know what generation is going to pay for that. We haven't named the generation yet that's going to cover that tab. But it's going to affect probably my pension, my retirement. It's going to probably affect all of you guys out there. I mean, looking at my demographics, I think about 80% of you guys are from 25 to 54. About 80%. And by the way, I lost a bunch of ladies, I guess, at some point because it went down like 7.9%. But this month it went back up to 10. So thank you, ladies. You're back in double digits. Donkey Donk saying Joe Biden is sad. Yeah, look, man, Joe Biden, I honestly feel bad for him. I think his family should be put up on charges for dragging this poor guy out there every day. I mean, he should be somewhere eating tapioca pudding, relaxing, enjoying what little life he has left. And instead, they're dragging him out to here like a marionette with their hand up his back, telling him what to say. Or he'll say what he wants, and then the press secretary and, the director of communications at the White House will come out and contradict exactly what he just said 10 minutes ago. I feel bad for the guy. I don't feel bad for him because he's not standing up to the mob. That bothers me. And look, Joe Biden, I didn't like the way he talked to the American people when he was running. I don't like the way that he talked to black people when he was running. I don't like his demeanor about anything. The way he told Charlemagne the God that if you vote for Trump and you're black, you're not black. Like, what kind of talk is that out of a person who wants to be president of the United States? It just seems completely out of character for someone who we are making the most powerful man in the world. So and look, he's not going anywhere, right? I mean, unless, God forbid, he croaks, he's not going anywhere. We're stuck with this till 2024, and maybe longer. Who knows? All right, let's see. Whoa. I live in Tampa Bay. We're going to suck again. I know, bro. Hey, I just dealt with it this year with the Patriots. I mean, we couldn't. We got the best quarterback in the draft and couldn't do anything with them. We got spanked by the Bills. Yeah, man, I'm gonna miss Brady. I am. I mean, he was a staple of my life for 22 years. Yeah, I won 7 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. I got to witness 7 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. It's amazing. All right, let's see here. He is a puppet. Tapioca pudding, why not? Cassava pudding. Let's see. I'm nervous about AMC. I think AA played retail. Heinous peeps. Okay, so let's talk about Adam Aron for a second, because I've heard a lot of people. There's I guess 2 camps on this, right? Adam Aron. I see half of everyone saying that they're disgusted with what he's done in the last 6 months since we had the run up in June. And I've seen other people say that he's the silverback and he's, amazing. I guess I come somewhere right down the center. I think Aron has done a good job with the hand he was dealt. When we came into the pandemic back in March of 2020, things were not looking good, right? Their revenue bottomed out. They had no money coming in. I think he said they went from like 30 million to 30,000 in a week. So I'm not really upset. Here's the 2 things that upset me about Adam Aron. First of all, the shares that he dumped on us back on June 4th, that morning, when we were running up into the 70s in pre-market, those shares that he dumped on the market absolutely killed the FOMO for June 3rd. It did. It absolutely killed it. As soon as that announcement was made, go back and look at the chart. You can see it live. It just came right down from 72, I believe, to 61. And I remember getting up that morning. It was like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I had just seen it come on the ticker that AMC was selling 20 million shares. And I think it was Andrew Ross Sorkin who was saying it from CNBC. And he said, but these shares haven't been, they have not been allotted yet by the retail investors who are, the majority shareholders now in the company. They haven't been okayed yet. And so this isn't an immediate release. Come to find out a couple hours later, AMC puts a press release out. And yeah, sure, it is actually, they actually did jump 20 million shares. And I went back to research in the paperwork from AMC. Were they supposed to do that? Where did those 20 million shares come from? Where did those come from? We were been told that they were all out. They had a couple million shares left, and that was it. And I went back to look at the paperwork from AMC, what they filed, what they were going to say. And do you remember Adam Aron said to Trey in their interview, he goes, we were going to give these out as bonuses to the rest of the executives on the board at AMC. And instead of doing that, we put them in the market to put the money back into the company. Now, those shares that they were going to give to the CEOs and the COO and all of the people who sit at the board meetings, those shares were supposed to be voted on. It was in the filing from AMC. We were supposed to vote on those shares of whether to give them to the executives or not. And instead of them asking for them from us, go look up the filing or go back and play the video that I did about Adam Aron. I'll see if I can pull up the thumbnail, but it right there blatantly says these shares have to be corroborated with retail. We want to make sure that we get the okay on this. It was in the paperwork. That was not how it was written. You know how it was written. But it was in the paperwork that those were supposed to be voted on. And I saw a few people trying to buck me on that, but go back and read the filings. It says right there those are supposed to be voted on. How they got away with that, I have a feeling that everyone was so excited that we had hit over $70 on AMC and we were still at 60 at the end of that day, that it wasn't that huge of a deal. And so I think a lot of people kind of just blew it off, but I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the way that felt like a knife in the heart. Now, with that being said, I also believe he's done a good job on the other hand. I think he has kept up with the Joneses. I mean, they had an NFT out before GameStop did. That's crazy. I think he's kept up with the Joneses. He has tried to placate retail as best he can. I think. I don't really know what's going on in the man's head. I can't imagine he doesn't want to see AMC squeeze. And I don't think that he sold his shares back in December because he doesn't believe in any of this. I think he said legitimately he was going to do this before the end of the year was out. He had his mind made up. Was the timing bad? Yeah, of course. It was terrible. But I didn't see that as something that wasn't coming. We knew that was coming. And I think the timing was terrible because the whole market took a dump, and that affected us more than it probably should have. Yeah, Adam Aron likes that money for sure. I know. They did line their own pockets. You're right. And I'll never say that actually we saved AMC. We did to an extent. Remember, they got bailed out by Mudrick originally. That's why they gave those shares to Mudrick back in June. Because Mudrick had gave them a bunch of money. I believe it was Mudrick. Gave them a bunch of money to stay afloat in December or November of 2019. I believe. No, 2020, sorry. In December or November of 2020, Mudrick gave capital to AMC to stay afloat so they didn't go under. Then retail swooped in January, February, March, April, and padded the books, gave them $2 billion in liquidity to play around with. And I don't know where a lot of that money's gone. I know they did a commercial for AMC with Nicole Kidman. I know they grabbed a couple movie theaters. They also probably shut a couple down. But I don't know where all that cash is right now. I have no idea. Patrick Burns should be the CEO of AMC. He's not an ape. Veronica says she has a small amount in AMC, mostly GME. I have the opposite. So I have mostly AMC and a little bit of GME. I think I got GME when it was at I believe I picked some up at 130 and then some at like 168. So that's red right now. The only stock in my portfolio that is green right now is AMC. It's the only one. There have been many times this year that I've only had that many. There have been many times this year that was the case. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Aaron doesn't think MOAS will happen. There's no such thing as MOAS. It was before 2019? Okay. Yeah, that's possible. That's definitely possible. I might have read that. You should have Froggy Styles on your channel. So, Jamie, I'm just doing this as a test run. This is really just to F around tonight. I want to make sure that the audio was good for you guys. The video is good. I have the chat come up. All those things. I just want to make sure all those things were working. We're going to do a live stream. I have a couple people that I'm going to bring on that I've already exchanged some emails with. Actually, not emails, but direct messages with. I don't even remember the last time I checked my email. But, yeah. All right, what time is it? How long have we been on here? Been on here for a little bit now. 8 o'clock, we started 8:41. All right, what else is in the chat? So true, Phil. Telling you, I reply, making Lou mad. I enjoy making Lou mad. Man, Lou is a character. What did I say the other day? He makes a video saying he's retiring, and the next thing you know, I said he'd have 2 videos up before that, 24 videos up before the end of the month. And sure enough, I believe he had 36 or 32 videos in the 3 days since he said he was retiring. I don't know what his story is, man. I really don't. I don't know where. I mean, I understand the money's good. I get that. I mean, look at the money. How can you turn down that kind of money? If all you have to do is keep spinning a narrative and running circles around people, and no one can verify any of your information, you just have to take it as fact. I don't know, man. I mean, if you hadn't watched 330 videos from November 24th to today, would that have changed anything about the price action from Thanksgiving to today, besides the fact that we went from $42 to $16? 300 videos did absolutely nothing to affect that price. So I understand that the money's good. My problem with Lou is I think he's taking advantage of people who don't truly know that nobody knows what's actually going on right now behind closed doors. That goes for me, Lou versus Wall Street, all of us. Nobody actually knows what's going on. We are doing our best to dig up information and present it to you guys, and you make your own decision. With Lou, I feel like he's telling you what you need to do. He's telling you what's going on. He's not leaving it open for suggestion. And I find him contradicting himself more than any other YouTuber out there. Why is it every time you make a video, you have to come back 10 minutes later and make another video explaining what you just said? Why is that necessary? And how is that not driving people nuts? How could you sit there and watch 8 videos a day, 2-3 minute videos about what's happening hour to hour in the market? I don't understand the obsession. I had to stop that stuff. But of course, it's genius. I mean, the guy is a genius. He is making a fortune. The fact that he's opening a studio to have 4 guests come in and do a podcast with him, where do you think he got all that change from? That's from ad revenue. It's not from AMC. If he bought AMC in the last time, in the last 6-7 months, he's down. So he didn't build a studio with money from AMC. And the fact that he's saying it's over right now, that it's over. There is nothing to do. There's nothing to talk about. He's already on to other plays. I'm so sick of hearing about the other play videos. Life after next week or life after AMC. There is no life after AMC. We either squeeze or we don't squeeze. And there's going to be two different ways that's going to go down. One's going to be ugly and one's going to be good. I don't understand. All right, let's see. Lou is entertaining and kept me in the play. All right, Paul. Hey, I'm not saying Lou is entertaining. Dude, when he talked the other night about going down on people and having to pay you for, fellatio in the metaverse, that was hilarious. I was rolling off my chair when he started talking about that. And it's not even really funny because, this whole thing about the controversy with Al from Boston, but that line was hilarious. I mean, I even put the clip in my video. I understand he's entertaining. I get that. And his stories are good. And he possibly could have some insight to Wall Street. Maybe he, worked as a janitor down there. Or maybe at one of the restaurants, he was a bartender. I don't know what he did. I know he didn't work on Wall Street. That's the paperwork that came up in court. He never mentioned that. He seems to mention it a lot in real life. But when the judge asked him, he didn't seem to be able to answer that question correctly, that he worked on Wall Street ever. It was always advertising. Never heard anything about economics, Wall Street, the stock market, nothing. So I get the game now. I mean, his channel's blown up and he's getting 40 to 50,000 views. What wouldn't I do for 40 to 50,000 views? What wouldn't I tell you guys for that many views? I mean, you would say anything to keep that spin going, keep that narrative up, as long as that money's rolling in. I watch him frequently and don't really know why, Smith says, because he's entertaining, bro. I mean, he is funny from time to time. Like, I'm over this stuff and that. I mean, that stuff doesn't get me anymore, but some of the one-liners he has are pretty funny. Like, he can be a funny guy. How you can be this funny and excited when you're down supposedly so much, I don't know. I don't know if you guys see my demeanor, but I don't act like that because my portfolio sucks right now. It looks terrible, and it's not amusing. And maybe he keeps it light for some people, and that's good. If that's keeping you in the play, then good. Go. Like I said, go watch Lou. Go watch Al from Boston. Go watch anybody you want. As long as you're staying in the play and there's someone keeping you there, that's great. That's all I really care about. I started this channel because I invested a lot in AMC. I saw a lot of clickbait out there. I heard a lot of bullshit, and I said, you know what? I have a background in this. I've done it for a long time. Let me see what it's going to cost me to get set up to do a live stream or to make videos and talk about what's actually going on, what I can prove factually, information I can dig up and pass along to other people who are holding this stock and praying that this thing squeezes and we hit the moon to set ourselves up for the future. I mean, that's, why we're still sticking around right now. We all have our money invested in it, and now some of us have more than just our money invested in it, right? We're thinking of this as more of a movement, which I believe it has become more of a movement. I really, truly do believe that. I think a lot of you out there are thinking the same way I am, and that, this has just gone on too long. The three-ring circus has gone on too long, and everybody's making money but the middle class. Everybody's getting paid. You're either getting paid by the government to not work, or you are extremely rich and you have so much money you don't know what to do with it. Everybody in between's getting porked. Al from Boston is the GOAT versus TB12. Lou sells hopium. I don't know. Is that what you guys think? You think Lou's just selling hopium? Does anyone actually believe Lou ever worked on Wall Street? If you guys believe Lou actually worked doing anything besides a janitor on Wall Street, put a 1 in the chat. I'm just curious how many of you guys actually think Lou worked on Wall Street. Did you say, Lou, he got offered a lot of money from someone to lead us the wrong way? Okay, so Badonkey Kong. Lou made a video last week. He came out and said, I was offered or I was propositioned by a large major bank to F over retail, to sell us out. He said that. Then he said, let me repeat myself. I, with a corroborating witness, sat down and had a major bank tell me how to screw you guys over. That was his words. I didn't say them. I played the video. He spoke for himself. I don't speak for him. I try to always put him in the video speaking so he can hang himself with his own words. But yes, he did say that. He did say that a major bank had tried to do that. And I've seen people talking about it, and it seems like, nobody cares. I mean, if that's my bank, I have an issue with it. If that was Fidelity, and they're trying to, I would like to know about that. I would like the FBI to know about that. I'd like the SEC to know about that. Not that they're going to do anything about it, because they probably won't. But at least it's been brought to the attention. It's got to have a light shown on it, if that's really true. If it's bullshit, then what isn't bullshit coming out of Lou's mouth? That's for you to decide. Lisa says Lou is FUD. Yes, Lisa, I believe so. Hopium, he's a con. He has delivered mail on the floors. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Tati, who wrote that? Yes, I agree. No, Lou never. According to what Lou said in court when the judge asked him why he wasn't able to set up a payment plan, it was because he was making less than $1,000 a month at the time. And someday I'll put that paperwork out there. I'm just kind of saving it as an ace off my sleeve in case I need to use it at some point, because he throws a monkey wrench in this whole thing. So that video is on hold until I need it. That's going to be like dropping a nuke in case he goes astray. All right, let me get some chat in here. Let's see. Hey, man, it's Nick from Toronto, Canada. I'm new to your channel. Do you believe in any brackets, or are you just going to hope for the best? Okay. So as far as brackets go, this was my plan from the beginning. I bought a certain amount of shares between February, March, and when I started my channel, mid-April. I bought a certain number of shares, and I thought to myself, okay, depending on how this short squeeze goes, I'm going to just sell on the way up. And first try to get my money back. I want to get everything I invested back into my account. And then I want to take some profits off the table. And then I'm going to let some ride as far as they'll go. And for me, brackets, I hate talking about numbers. I hate talking about dates. And you guys know me, I don't usually do that, because I think it can be misleading, and especially if someone's new to the market right now. We've never seen anything like this before in the history of the stock market. So to try to put a number or a date on something like that is just really difficult for me. But as soon as we hit triple digits, I'm going to sell some of my shares. I'm going to sell a couple of my shares. I'm going to recoup my original investment. And then I'll take profits on the way up, and I'll let some of my shares ride till the end. I might even keep them longer. Who knows? But I don't like putting numbers on dates on things because everyone's been wrong about them. So I'm not about to start to do that a year now into this play. Lou is an errand boy on Wall Street. Common Sense Investor, what's going on, man? I'm glad you didn't leave. I'm glad you stayed because I enjoy watching some of your videos sometimes. So that's good, man. I'm glad you didn't take off. Thanks for showing up, Common Sense Investor. I appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Do you think the new SEC regs will have any impact? In the long term, yeah, absolutely. If they are put into the market as they are saying it's supposed to be, if it's working correctly, if they implement it correctly, that could have great benefits for retail in the future. Absolutely. Right now, as far as the squeeze goes, no, I don't think it's going to have a huge effect. I honestly don't. But going through into the future, I do believe that this transparency, these SEC regs, and this is the whole thing, guys. The SEC, that GameStop report was BS. They gave everyone a slap on the wrist and basically said that no harm, no foul. We only screwed over a couple thousand investors, retail investors, not a big deal. I think that's when they made their biggest mistake. Doing that back then, shutting off the buy button, I think that's where they sealed their fate at that point because people just said, you know what? You can't just all of a sudden change the rules when you're losing the game. You just can't do that. And they did it. They got away with it. They got dragged in front of Congress, in front of Maxine Waters and the rest of the House Finance Committee. We found out later that Ken Griffin, quote unquote, lied, and there's been no repercussions. Have they called them back in? No. Why hasn't the House Finance Committee said, Mr. Griffin, you're going to have to come back in and explain because you told us 6 months ago you didn't have any contact with anyone over at Robinhood. There was no collusion to shut off the buy button. Apparently, that's false, and Congress has done nothing. They've sat in their hands. They've done nothing. That's why I'm saying that this is so much bigger than just AMC. It's literally about getting seats, people filled into seats that we need, that we trust that will be there to actually represent their constituency and say, hey, SEC, Congress, bring Gary Gensler in and say, no more payment for order flow. Let's shut off algorithmic trading. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. Let's bring it back to supply and demand. Let's level the playing field for everyone and go from there. And we haven't seen that yet, and I don't think we're going to see it. I don't think Gary Gensler has any intention. I mean, the video I did last night about him in the blockchain. He spoke highly about using blockchain to make digitized tokens for stocks. He said it is possible and that it's something that Australia is working on, and it's something that the SEC and DTCC have taken into consideration. That was back in 2019. Here we are, 2022, and we barely hear a peep about it. Barely. No one's even talking about it. And like I said in last night's video, I have a lot more research to do to find out exactly what it would take. I know the transaction time needs to be sped up, and we need to be able to do so many transactions per second. But once we get that technology, I think that will be something, if we can implement that, getting blockchain to be tied to our certificates, that would be huge. Huge. I mean, that would really, then you're even possibly at that point, like the article from the gentleman in India that wrote, we could possibly cut out the middleman. I mean, if there is some way we could go directly to the exchange as retail, I don't know how that would work. Like I said, I have to look into it. I don't know that much about that part of the market, but how fantastic would that be if it just went back to supply and demand again? So all these times when we were here on these Fridays, buying, trying to get the price up so that we could cover some calls or, you know, whatever we were doing, all these times they were able to drive the price down artificially on us and keep suppressing and suppressing and suppressing. This will give us the availability to cut them out. They're not going to be able to do any of that. So I think looking into blockchain would be huge. I think the SEC has done a terrible job so far, especially since the January controversy with GameStop. I think they have totally ignored this and let it go. And this is still going on right now. We've got no resolution to what happened back in January. I'm taking profits after 100. Yeah, Ben, I'm probably going to sell some shares after 100. Like I said, triple digits. When we hit triple digits, I'm going to probably try to recoup my original investment right off the rip. GG used to teach blockchain at Harvard. Yeah, Sub the Boss. I did a video on that last night. He taught it actually at MIT, not Harvard. But yeah, MIT, he taught a class called Blockchain and Finance 101. It was basically a Blockchain and Finance 101 class. There's a video on YouTube about it. You can look it up. It's like an hour and 40 minutes long. But he goes in to explain all about how the technology can be developed to use into the stock market. And the paper that I had pulled up from the British gentleman, the Indian gentleman, I don't know where it is right now. I guess I must have closed it. But they talked highly about it and said it was something that would help negate algorithmic trading and short selling. And that, along with a few other things, that's retail's biggest problem right now, is that we're dealing with those issues and trying to fight those issues at the same time. Prague, BBIG, and AMC. I don't own any Prague or BBIG. I don't. Nope. I think back in maybe late October, I bought some Prague when it was like $2. It went up, or $2.50. It went up to like $5, and I got out. I only got like 30 shares or 40 shares. I think I was trying to make like lunch money. Let's see here. Blockchain real-time trades. Yeah. Eliminate shorting and naked shares. You own the shares. They can't touch them. Exactly. And there's total transparency. It would be great if we could implement blockchain into the market. It really would be amazing for retail. I mean, just imagine being able to actually wield some power. I keep hearing Lou say, we're the most powerful hedge fund in the world. We're the most powerful hedge fund in the world. Really? I don't know about that, because 2 weeks ago he was saying we need to land over 21, or we got to try to land over 21 for that Friday closing. We didn't even come close. So we had no volume. I don't know how powerful retail is. I believe we are powerful. I believe that as long as we stick to the narrative, we're going to be good. But I don't think we're as powerful as the hedge. We don't have tens of trillions of dollars to work with. We're not being fed money by Jay Powell all day. There's no more stimulus coming. So whatever you make on your paycheck and my Google ad stream that I get like $120 a month, that's what you have to work with. So we don't have all this extra liquidity just lying around ready to fire back at people. We kind of have a set amount. Now, we have some help, right, from other big retail investors, but are they really going to be able to put a dent in anything? The government will make money on us from taxes. Yeah, Jonathan, absolutely. Absolutely. What's your opinion on the short squeeze calculator or levels that Igor on Twitter posts? Nick, I don't know who Igor from Twitter is. I apologize. I'm not sure who that is. I try to stay off Twitter. I think it's poison. I only opened a Twitter account when I got my YouTube account because people said I needed it. I never had a Twitter account. I'm not a big fan of Jack Dorsey at all. I think those Twitter calls messed with people's heads back in the day when everyone was going on Twitter Spaces. I think going on there and listening to people give their arguments about why they're shorting AMC back then, that can't do anything good for you if you're holding AMC, listening to people. I went and listened to it because I need to hear the other side of the narrative, but it wasn't exciting to listen to people telling me why AMC sucks, why they're shorting it. Let's see here. I'm trying to get to all you guys' comments. I'm sorry. I've been kind of rambling, but I'm trying to get in here. Let's see. The SEC are just future Wall Street employees. Yeah, Michelle. Seriously. Yeah. That's what I feel like now. I feel like the SEC, I feel like Wall Street is controlling the Fed to an extent. The Fed, that book by Andrew Ross Sorkin, I just did a read up about what it was about, but that fact of being too big to fail, I feel like Wall Street has the Fed by the balls. Between quantitative easing and everything that's been going on, I mean, $30 trillion out there and money floating around that's backed by nothing. If that bubble ever pops, people are going to get hurt. Let's see. Is that real? Nick, I don't know. I don't know if that's real or not. Triple Digest, just get initial investment back. Japan is moving their stock market. Yeah. Who's that? Vindicator. I saw that. I also pulled up an article last night in the video talking about Australia. Australia back in 2019 had started playing around with this. The problem is they don't have it on enough. Everything's supposed to be spread out on blockchain over, hundreds and thousands of servers. They have, I guess, on 3 right now in Australia. That was back a few years ago. I still got to dig in and do more research about it. I kind of worked on this all day today, trying to get this down pat. But I'll have an update for you guys in that video. Don't worry. That's just a part 1. Lou is a hero. Okay. Bolt 22. Lou is a hero. Thank you, Veronica, for coming by. I appreciate it. This will be much more professionally done next time. I'll announce it beforehand, and we'll try to get a bunch of people on. This was just a raw thing I wanted to throw out there and try to get people to come on and say what's up, because I haven't talked to anybody in a long time. I haven't been able to get to the comments, so I appreciate all of you guys stopping by. This is really nice to be able to talk to everybody. This is really nice. I just got in for the movement and got rid of it 3 months later. Joe. All right, Joe. So when did you get in and when did you get out? You got in just for the movement and got rid of it 3 months later. Okay. In all fairness, when GG presented blockchain, platforms were not available. No, I know. I understand that, AJ. I know. Let's see here. Would PFOF and dark pools be the real issue? When you can gather and hide major numbers, this seems to be the biggest issue in my mind. So PFOF, if you're still on Webull and Robinhood, or Not Fidelity, or I believe TD and a couple others, you can eliminate payment for order flow right now, Mark. Just get out of whatever brokerage app you're in that's using payment for order flow. There are banks out there that do not use payment for order flow. You can go direct to the exchange. That's something you can be proactive with and change right now. You don't need to wait for the SEC to do that. Dark pools is a different story, right? They've taken dark pools and used them for something they were not created for originally. Let's see. Composite Man is real. Hey, he blocked Common Sense Inspector. I call him groundskeeper, Willie. Yeah, Lou is right in everything. He is the hero America needs. I'm like, what the hell was that? That just tripped me out. Sorry about that. Yeah, Lou is a hero to a lot of people. I understand that. Look, he's kept a lot of people in the play. I'm not going to take that away from the man. He's kept people, and he's grown his channel, like 30,000 subscribers in the last 3 months, and kept people in this play. And as long as, just keep people occupied. If people are listening and enjoying his stories, just let them go listen to him. I only bring it up when he's going to try to affect something that's going to affect my bottom line. When he's talking about something that's going to affect the stock price directly, I have an issue with it, I bring it out. Other than that, I don't care what he talks about or what he says over there. If you guys are enjoying him, go watch him. I just don't want to mess him with the money. Pantheon has a 23-part series with Gary G tutorial blockchain. Yeah, I saw that he just released a video today about the blockchain technology MIT thing. I'm like, I just did a video about that last night. What'd you say about Portnoy? Paper hands, Portnoy. I don't know what you guys said about paper hands, Portnoy. Good, we'll go bankrupt. Get out now. I don't know what the... Oh, Pornhub 2 in the background. It was some commercial. It did sound like something from a porn movie. Wham, chicka, wham, wham. That's funny. All right, let's see. No mask, my man. I'm being sarcastic. Okay, bro. Edward J. Joe, I should use my words better. Portnoy was well-deserved with the wording. People keep forgetting that he said don't buy the stock. Oh, no, I don't forget that. I do not forget that. The day he said that, we closed at 42-something, and he said, we can't provide the brokers with any more liquidity. If we stop buying and stop providing them with liquidity, this thing will pop. This thing will rip. I did not forget that. I did not forget that my shares went from $42 to $18 in the 6 weeks since the man made that claim. That does not get lost on me at any point in time. Let's see. Lou invented the internet and television. He might have. We just heard Canada Freedom Convoy Native Drums. We just... Are you in Canada, Shia Love? You just heard the actual convoy go by? Let's see here. Can't wait. This is tough to read here. Can't wait for this to happen. I managed to talk my family and friends into this play. I did not. So let me tell you guys a quick story. I don't know if this will be interesting or not, but back right before I started my YouTube channel, it was the first week in April. I think AMC was around $8 a share. And I called up my family and told them about all the DD I had done for the last 2 months. I'm like, listen, I've been digging through this and finding all this out, and everything I've cross-referenced checks out. Everything has been listed, and you can go back and look this stuff yourself. I said, I really think there's 2 investments you could make right now and do really well. And we ended up getting into an argument about it, and that was it. And, yeah, they never came in with me on that, and it's been pretty bad since then. But, you know, that's something I got to deal with on my own. I'm pretty stubborn. It's really hard to get me to come around on some things. How did you come up with your name? Are you a Star Wars fan? Yes, Jamie, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, as you can tell. That is Gina Carano over my shoulder, who I'm a big fan of. One of the most beautiful women in the world, I think. Yeah, Gina Carano, and I have some Star Wars posters back there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Star Wars, man. Something I grew up with. One of the first movies I remember going to see was Return of the Jedi with my pops in the movie theater. And so I took Massachusetts because I'm from Boston, and I switched out Mass from Mandalorian, became Massalorian. I'll tell you guys, to be honest with you, I almost made the channel name The Magalorian. M-A-G-A Lorian, because I can't stand the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur and Hassan and all of them, and Anna Kasparian are probably the most people I despise the most in the media. But they're called the Young Turks, and I was going to do my own take on it called the Middle-Aged Greek American. So M-A-G-A, I'm like 75% Greek, 25% Sicilian. So I was going to be the Magalorian, the Middle-Aged Greek American. But then I didn't want to be associated and people thinking that I'm some kind of crazy Yahoo right-wing, you know, gun-toting, Ford pickup truck driving maniac. So I decided on Massalorian. And yeah, so the original name was going to be Magalorian, and I changed it last minute. Let's see. Whoa, yeah, Lou have said some things that's not to the short's benefit. Sure, of course. Never share with my family either way, you will lose. Paul. Dr. Zeno says Lou walked on water in Galilee 2,000 years ago. I don't think he could have crossed if it was frozen over. Lou ain't walking on no water. Are you from Boston? Tyree says, yeah, I'm from Boston proper. Yep, I'm from the city. Lou invented the roller coaster. Fidelity too slow for price action. Speaking of Hood, the other morning after Hood's earnings, Kramer called them just an app. Then today called it the best shit. Why? I don't know why anyone still listens to Jim Cramer. Honestly, I really don't. This guy was, 13 years ago, telling everyone not to sell Bear Stearns when Bear Stearns within 24 hours had gone under. Why anyone still listening to Jim Cramer, I have no idea. These guys are on talking points. They have a narrative, and they stick to that. And it comes from the top down. I don't think Jim Cramer's speaking from the heart. Mistaken that porn noise was the truckers. Oh, I see. Yeah. It did sound like a porn movie. I'm not even going to lie. Imagine that if that just popped on my screen. Porn. That would have been fantastic. Let's see. Somebody wrong with Ford. No, nothing wrong with Fords. No, I had an F-150. My last truck was an F-150. I had a business back in 2007. And actually, then I was driving a Nissan Titan. But no, I've had a Ford F-150. It was a great truck. I'm a fan of Fords. I'm a fan of guns. I'm just not crazy. At least I don't think so. Let's see. Flip-flopping SOB. Love the videos. Thanks, Kelly. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. This has been awesome. Great stream. Paul, thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, this was just a test run, guys. I appreciate every one of you showing up, man. You have no idea how much this means to me. It's really nice to be able to talk to you guys, too. I mean, this is just great. I appreciate YouTube for this platform. I mean, I don't want to get paid shit, but it doesn't really matter to me. I feel like this is even like more, you get more fulfillment out of this than, getting a $120 check every month. Let's see. This has been awesome. Okay, I only listened to Crim Jamer. F-150 have the headed tail light. No, I don't believe so, Joe. Lou was peeking out from behind Powell during his speech. Thank you. Yeah, Big Poppy Hall of Fame. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Yep. But that got overshadowed today with Tom Brady retiring. I mean, how can I be happy about that? It's horrible. Let's see. Ford stock should move. Look, if the Lightning becomes I hate talking about other stocks. I'm going to try not to do this, but if the Lightning sells well, it comes out to be a good truck, it's going to do extremely well. If they're able to get 350 to 400 miles out of a pickup truck, I don't know. Just because Ford has, such a track record, I'm interested to see how that's going to go. Their stock could take off one day, but you guys know I don't like jumping on other stocks. Let's see. Lou invented moves. Lou invented the word your mama. When am I getting into crypto? Okay, so Emerald Jeff, I bought crypto before I bought AMC. I want to say, so I got laid off from work October of 2020. I believe it was a couple weeks after. So November or December of 2020 was the first time I bought crypto. So I'll tell you guys what I have right now. I have a little position in Bitcoin, a little Ethereum, and a little SHIB that I bought when it was super cheap. Like, I don't know, it was like three numbers on the counter. So those are the 3 cryptos I own, and the only 3 I own. I don't have any other major assets in crypto right now. I don't know what's going on right now, because apparently just in DC, they say they're going to crack down on crypto all of a sudden and try to make a digitized dollar for, I think, the exact reason that we just talked about, the $30 trillion. They don't want us doing peer-to-peer transactions and decentralizing money right now. Not when they're $30 trillion in the hole. They need every penny they can get. Let's see. Great job, Mass. But Donkey Kong, thank you, man. Heated tailgate. Oh, heated tailgate. No. No, I had like a 2006 or 2008, I think, F-150. It was an older one. I just needed something I could put ladders on. Have Tom on the show. I would love to have Tom on the show. That would be fantastic. Towing will kill that range. Yeah, towing will kill that range on an F-150. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, unless the batteries get much, much better. But yeah, I'm sure towing will be a strain. Let's see. 92 people watching, 103 likes. Guys, thank you so much for hitting the like button for me. And all you guys, if any of you guys are on there that hit the like button on my videos, I know I try to remind myself to say it, but that has just been like so phenomenal. So thank you guys. I appreciate every one of you that's doing that. It's really like the only thing that I really ask for. If I can make this YouTube channel work without having to do any bullshit on the side, like if we can just make this channel so that all money is coming from Google, and I can do that full time and do news stories and talk about things with you guys, and Google's going to pay me 100% of it, that is a good deal in my opinion. I'm like, all right, let's do this. If no one has to pay me out of their pocket, because we haven't squeezed yet, we haven't done shit yet. If no one has to put any money up to support me and I can do this, I'm going to do this on my own until I can't anymore. But right now, they're supplementing me a little bit, and I'm not spending a ton of time. I probably spend 25 hours a week working on my videos for you guys. And I don't expect anything from anybody. I don't want anything from anybody. If Google wants to pay me, I'll take Google's money all day. And if, like I said, if you guys don't mind sitting through a 15-second commercial, 10-second commercial, then all the better. I can do this and not have to say, hey, can you give me $44.95 for a membership? Not that I'm worth $44.95. That's not what I'm saying. But I'd rather just stay away from any of that. Just let Google pay me. I'll take their money. Let them. They got plenty of money. We're the ones that need the money. I don't want you guys to have to pay for anything. So all of what I'm getting to is thank you guys for hitting the like button, because that gets the algorithm going and gets the video out more. And, that's if you guys are just doing that and making the views and comments, that's all I can ask for. And I'm appreciative for just that. It's honestly a privilege for me to sit here and do this digging for you guys. I enjoy it. I like finding out what's going on. I like passing along the information, and I like the feedback and knowing that you guys are getting some benefit from it. That's worth it for me. What happened to your stream with Tony about a week ago? Okay, so I'll tell you. I was sitting here at my table. It was probably 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night. I was sitting here at my table. I had my phone right here. I was waiting for Tony to send me the link on Twitter, and I kept going to my email because I thought he said it'll be in your email. So I'm sitting here clicking my email, and I never saw it. And I sat here, and I believe there was football on that night. And I'm not joking. I didn't blow Tony off for football. I told him the next day. I think it was Arizona was playing the Rams that night, I believe. Or it could have been last Sunday. But, yeah, no, it was a miscommunication as far as getting linked up with his link to get over so I could get on his stream. The stream is coming out good and clear. Double. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Your content is great. Take Google's money. Yeah, man. I got no problem taking Google's money. Look at the money Lou is making. This mother effer. I hope nothing bad comes up on here. What do I want to go to? I want to go right here. What's it, Lou on demand now? Okay, here we go. Look at his numbers. 5,900 subscribers in the last 30 days. He's down 11%. Just look at these numbers, would you? 808, 2.1, 978, 738, 1.2, 2.5. And here's what I'll tell you guys. People don't believe in these numbers. They're like, oh, these numbers aren't real. They're not real. Trust me, they're real. Because if we come to my station, I can tell you that these numbers are also real. $7, $9, $15, $3, $8, $4. These are all real numbers. These are the actual numbers. So anyone telling you the Social Blade doesn't work, it works just fine. Okay. Hey, Joe, thank you very much for coming by, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Lou is the only person that talks to geese. Lou would do his eye thing, and the tornado would change course. Call the BS when you see it. I try, man. I try, Jamie. What's a new truck? Can't find them anywhere. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever's typing their messages and they're saying being held for review, that's not by me. I don't know who's doing that. I'm sorry. Sixth Son, Massalorian, if you had $5K laying around under the sofa, where would you invest it? I would put it into real estate right now if I could. Actually, not right now because of the market. But as far as physical assets, honestly, right now, I would probably buy some type of precious metal. If I had $5K right now, I'd probably buy some silver. Yeah, if I have $5K. By the way, speaking of which, I don't know if you guys aren't interested. I was gonna pull out some silver to show to you guys, but forget it. That's gonna be stupid. He keeps. I know he keeps. Saying here, I'm gonna be buffering, guys. Hold on. Trying to think if I can close something here. Close this and this. Shoot. All right. Well, hopefully it's okay. Yeah, I would buy some kind of precious metal, I think, right now. If I had $5,000 that I could just throw it there anywhere, because $5,000 I can't get any real estate with that. I can't buy any land. Yeah, I would probably invest in some silver right now. Here's the thing. If any of this information about this 29 trillion happens to be correct, or even just off a little bit, say that 3.5 trillion is actually 5 times that. Let's just say it's 15. Let's say it's half of what the estimate was. Your paper money is going to be heavily diluted. Yeah, I would buy some silver. Because gold, unless you're buying it in really, really small amounts, it's hard to use for anything tangible. So let's say, God forbid, the dollar crashes. And you need to, let's say you got to go pick up a box of ammo. We'll use that for an example. What are you going to do? Bring in a gold bar? You're going to bring in a 1 ounce gold coin that's $1,800? Or are you going to bring in a nice little silver dollar that's worth, $35, $40? There's a lot of people I've seen too talk about getting just junk silver, like old mercury dimes, stuff like that, like stuff that's 70 to 80% silver you can use. I'm a big fan of silver. I don't ever talk about it on my channel because it's an AMC channel here, but I do own a bunch of silver. Like I buy coins from all over the world. So I'll show you guys real quick. Hold on. So I have like an automatic thing that just like picks these up every once in a while. I believe it's every 2 months I have it for like automatic order. And they'll just switch up the different coins. But this is usually something I'll typically pick up. So this is a Maple Leaf. So it's a Canadian $50, I believe, right? Oh, this is $1, right? Yeah, Canadian dollar. So I pick these up in like 20 or 10 or a dozen at a time whenever I have a little bit of extra cash laying around, just because you never know. And I know that since the beginning of mankind, people have used silver to trade and barter and buy and sell with. And I don't see that tradition coming to an end anytime soon. Same thing here with these. These are South African Krugerrands from South Africa. And they're also dollars. But they're 1 ounce of 999 fine silver. This is a Krugerrand right here. This is South African. So I have these. I have British pounds. I pick up usually, I think once every 2 months, I get an order of 10 to 12 or 20 coins. I forget what it is. But yeah, I'm a big fan of silver. I just don't talk about it on the channel at all because it's an AMC channel. So, okay, let me go here. Bitcoin is a good hedge. Massalorian, you failed AMC, man. Don't talk about silver? All right, my fault. Look, man, I'm relying on AMC as much as you guys are. I'm not going anywhere anytime fast without AMC squeezing. So don't for a second think that I'm not taking everything that goes on with AMC with the utmost respect and attentiveness. I am. Dave Ambersa says, I love silver. My dad used to collect stuff. Yeah, I think my dad got me into Mercury Dimes back in the day. Like I had like little coin books. My dad actually sold coins and baseball cards for a long time when I was growing up. He was big into it. Let's see. What site are you using to buy silver? This is Money Metals Exchange. But there's a better guide that I found since then, and I'll bring it up in my next video. There's actually a guy who on the net you can he'll beat any price you can find on spot silver. And I'll put a link in the description in my next video I upload. Okay, let's see here. I gotta shut some of this stuff down. How much did Matt Kors make? I saw some of these numbers the other day. I was just blown away. Oh, baby, come on. So, Matt Kors. Why is this, Oh, he's not monetized on YouTube anymore, right? I know he was the number 3 overall in super chats in 2021. He was the he ranked the third highest out of everyone across the world, or I'm sorry, the United States, in 2021. He was number 3 in super chats. And I didn't know this till recently, but he signed an exclusive deal with Rumble. So I don't know what's going on with his YouTube channel, but he was number 3 overall in the country in super chats in 2021. He made a lot. I will definitely buy a big chunk of tangible gold after MOAS. Yeah, Edward J. Me too, man. I'm going to be buying more precious metals. Absolutely. I don't think we're heading towards Weimar, Germany, but things aren't looking exciting right now in my eyes, at least. Great insight in the silver. Paul, it's just my opinion, man. It's something tangible that I can use, and if I'm in a crunch, if my dollar, my paper physical dollar is not worth anything, if this is just no longer able to be accepted by someone for a gallon of milk, if you can't use this, what are you going to use? And I would say I'll bring them a coin that's worth $40 and get a couple gallons. But I'm worried about this fiat currency. And just like Jordan Belfort said on Trey's interview, I played it the other night, he said the only reason why this is worth what it is and why we're allowed to print 29 trillion of them with no backing is because if you don't do what we say, we'll annihilate you. And at some point, when is all the tough talk gonna die down and people say, well, go ahead, come and try it. You couldn't get it figured out in Afghanistan or Vietnam. Good luck in Ukraine. They could have bought so many. Someone said that Trey's just bought 100,000 share or $100,000 worth of AMC. That's good. Good for him. Thanks for your dedication to the movement. Have yourself a good night. Everyone keep the faith. AMC. Chris, thanks, man. Callus. Yasu. Galinikta. Let's see. Jamie. Dinosaurs were extinct because they don't listen to Lou. Dr. Zeno, you're a big fan of Lou, huh? Forearms as an investment. MLK will be $45. Milk will be $45. Firearms. I just have my one personal. That's all I keep here. I don't know if I'd use them as an investment. I mean, hey, if we get into some kind of apocalyptic situation, guns are gonna fetch a lot of gold and silver. So is an ammunition. I don't know about you guys, but I can't find ammunition here, and we can't get ammunition here. 9mm ammunition is like pulling teeth. Literally, they only gave me a box because I purchased a firearm. They sold me 2 boxes of 9mm. There's none on the shelves. You can't find it anywhere. The whole state. So think about it that way. Ammo is going to be worth. Think about what ammo will be worth. Like, why even worry about the guns? A lot of states, you can just buy ammo. You don't have to have LTC or CCW or anything. Get the ammo. People are going to always need ammo. And especially for popular, like 45, 9mm, 22, all that. I mean, you can find most of those. 9mm is a little bit harder to find right now, but you can find them. Let's see. Lou said turkey at 900. Yeah, I don't see turkey at 900, but I do see milk right now at $5.99. Let me see here. It's dangerous when Lou has 80,000 followers. It is. I mean, it is a little concerning from time to time. Back in the day, I think it worried me more, which is weird when he had less subscribers. But I feel like as many subscribers as he's gotten in the last 6 months, that many people probably left him as well. So I think it's kind of balanced itself out. I'm not positive, but... All right, so I'm going to try to mess this right now. But if I hit Dr. Zeno's thing here, show, what will that do? That will show his message? All right, just so you guys know, I'm not blocking anybody. Whatever you're saying is coming up. I don't know who's trying to block it. I don't have anybody modding this or anything. Speaking of apocalyptic situation, did you read Amazon's terms and conditions, paragraph 4.2? No, I did not. Check out double arm defense for ammo. Great prices. Ethereum Man 57. What's it called? Double M defense? Okay. They're online, obviously. Why are we talking about ammo on AMC? That's crazy. People are catching on to Lou. Liz Clayman's whistle. Yeah, I think so. I think people are starting to catch on. I mean, at what point do people just say, what's next? At what point? I think people are catching on. I believe as many subscribers as he's picking up right now in this, this ball of fire that he caught, I think that many people, if not more, are tuning him out and just saying, enough is enough. Let's turn it down a little bit. Trey 100,000 last week. He did. Okay. So that's cool. I'm glad he did that. And look, man, I got no smoke for Trey. Whatever he does right now is up to him. He got me into this play, and I didn't ask him to hold my hand through it the whole way. I'm a big boy. He talks about what he wants to talk about on his channel, just like I talk about what I want to talk about on my channel. So, I got no smoke for him. Which church? Let's see. VT says, Massalorian, which YouTuber do you trust for AMC? So, I'll tell you the closest person that I'm probably to here in the community is probably Tony Denaro. We chat on the reg. So I would probably say, when I've had questions before about things, it will be Tony that I would talk to. So in case any of you guys don't know, Tony Denaro's channel, go see Tony Denaro's channel, go sign up for it. And I got to shout out Phil for real for helping me tonight. He was the first one who came on to help me with the live stream. So, Phil, thank you, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, so Tony Denaro, I trust pretty much 99.9%. Pantheon, good evening, Massalorian. I had the Gary videos on blockchain out. Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah, I do follow your channel. Yeah, I sent you a message a while ago. When you made your video about, I forget who. I think you made an Alb video or whatever, but I sent you a message to see if you want to come on the channel. I didn't know you had done that. Cool, man. Yeah, that's a good idea though, right? I saw that video, I want to say like maybe at the end of the fall when I first watched it, and then things got carried away, and then we came on this downward spiral, and I'm like, I'm not going to throw anything on the flames right now. But yeah, Pantheon, cool, man. I didn't know that. That's awesome. I enjoy your videos very much. If you guys don't know Pantheon, his channel, I've seen maybe 5 or 10 of his videos. Actually, really good information, Pantheon. That video you did on the DTCC and how that's the video I'm thinking of, where with Lou and Al, both of them being right and wrong at the same time. I think that's the first video that I saw of yours. I left you a comment. But yeah, man, no, I got no smoke for you. I appreciate your channel. I appreciate all of you guys out there that are putting material out for the rest of, the ape community. I feel like this is, it's more than just a stock right now. We're something totally different. We're a totally different animal. Let's see. Tony is great. Yeah, I agree, man. Tony Denaro he's just a very solid individual, and down to earth. And I've had a lot of long conversations with Tony, and yeah, I completely trust the man. He's probably my favorite person in this whole movement. Not favorite, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm probably closest to him out of anyone. We speak the most. I think he's a good individual. I think his mind is in the right place and his motives are in the right place. Let's put it that way. Let's see. I like Denaro. Tony, no nonsense. Tony is great. Yes. You really think after all this nightmare, he'll be looking for other... I don't know how anyone on Lou's channel is moving to other plays right now. With what money? Are you selling AMC or do you just have cash laying around like Lou that... And if we're about to squeeze, why aren't you buying AMC shares with it? Why would you be moving on to Sundial or any other play? We haven't even seen anything close to a potential. I don't understand. Let's see. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, Pantheon, man. No problem. Yeah, Pantheon, no problem. Could you mind me asking what is... I know what Pantheon is, but why did you pick that name? I'm just curious. Let's see. Tony who? Tony Denaro. Denaro. Ian. Tony Denaro. He's got a channel on YouTube. I almost said YouTube. Liz Clayman's whistle. All ladies in the chat drop a... Oh, thank you very much, Liz. Appreciate that. By the way, Liz, thanks for sticking up for us with Charles Gasparino. Piece of shit. Tony is awesome. Price prediction for Friday. I think we're going to be right where we are right now. I think we'll close the day somewhere around between 16 and 16.50. That's my feeling. I think we're going to level out right now. I think we got that little pop yesterday with the news. Profits at pre-COVID levels. But there's some information here that I'm not a huge fan of. And look, this was a nice little bump, and I hope it continues to do well and keep going up. But I have a feeling we're going to be right in this. I don't think we're going to drop back down too much more. I think we might just stay in this channel right now from $14.50 to $17, somewhere in there. I don't know what it's going to take to put us up over the top. I just don't. I wish I did. I would tell you. Let's see. I have been taking all my gains and putting them in ANC. Ricky Bobby, nice man. I haven't. The last time I bought an AMC share, I believe, was when we went down to $24. I think that was the second week in January when we came down. And then we started skirting more. And I said, all right, I'm not going to buy any more until we kind of bottom out. I thought we were going to hold at or start to bounce off 23, 22, and we didn't. And I said, all right, I'm not going to buy any more. But I think last time I bought shares was 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. Let's see, who else is in here? Alina, Lou, use run from the dean. Lucifer. Let's see. Did I see the article about Bank of America illegally shorting AMC? VT, no, I did not. Since you asked, the Pantheon is my favorite building in the world. Stood the fast of time. I am an architect in real life, and I appreciate that structure for all of its design features. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful, huh? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's nice. Cool, Pantheon. That's cool, man. Thank you for dropping in the chat. I appreciate you, man, dropping by. That's really cool. I enjoy your videos. Lou built the Pantheon. Yeah, isn't that Genesis 1:1? In the beginning, there was Lou. Dr. Zeno says, in the beginning, there was Lou. In the past, Lou said he only had 217. I've never heard him talk about how many shares he have. Not once. No one. VT, I will go look that up. Thank you. I didn't know about that article. You said BOA shorting AMC? I'll look into that. Absolutely. In the past, Lou said 217, VT, and VT now. I will definitely do that. I totally agree. Why can't you just say yes to same pain language? Certainly will. Yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you about Lou. He's just he's an odd bird, man. But you can't blame him for the hustle. He's got the hustle down pat. And the amount of material he's cranking out. I mean, imagine if your day consisted of you walking around Central Park for 30 to 35, 40 minutes, taping 5 little 2-minute segments, saying whatever you feel like saying. Maybe backed up with evidence, maybe not. We just never know. And you knew at the end of the day, your bank account would be about $1,100. Anywhere between $500 and $1,100 bigger. Is there a day you wouldn't go out and make 5, 6 videos? I don't think anything. Is there anything that stops him from making videos? He's doing it outside in a blizzard. What does that tell you about the man's dedication to this play? Why can't he just say... He can't. Because there is no plain language. If you're conjuring things off the top of your head, you can't speak and actually your words mean anything or actually make sense. He is a walking, talking contradiction. At least 2 to 3 times per video, he contradicts himself. And I mean, honestly, after 1,300 AMC videos in 250 days, 1,300 videos, so 5 a day, let's say, has that made your life any different? Besides maybe a couple laughs here and there? Has it done anything to affect the stock price? You think they will push us down again on AMC? Carl, I think they want us to stay under 18. I think they're going to try to keep us away from this $18, $20. Probably $20 a more psychological level, but I think they want to keep that down until they can't anymore. And that's the real question, right? When is that going to be? When are they going to either have to settle these or pay up? When is that going to happen? Yeah, I believe they're going to keep attacking us. I don't know. Lou says apparently they can't anymore, but I promise you they can. Yeah, Rocky Bobby, I think he has 0 shares as well. I have a screenshot from his Reddit page that predates his YouTube. I posted 2 on your Twitter page. On my Twitter page, Skid Marks in the South? That would be great if you really have that. You can just email it right to me if you have it. I think the only way we make AMC move is to make more money on the other plays and reinsert into AMC. So Kelly, I agree with you. Like that is a great take on how we can continually to put capital into AMC. The problem is the way the market's been going the last 6-7 weeks. Where are we supposed to make that money? Because I don't know about you guys, but my entire portfolio, no joke, is red except for AMC. Every single stock. That tells you where my portfolio is right now and what I'm invested in. You know the sector that's taking the hardest hit, so you know where my money lies. Matt Donnelly, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Tesla, Elon Apocalypse came and went. Everything is come and gone. I know he's been right about everything, but we stuck in that gap. Yeah, Jamie. Yep. I believe you're right. Okay, let's see here. I have screenshots of Lou's Reddit page. All right, yeah, if you can send that to me, Skidmark in the South, that would be great. I'd love to see that. I've never seen that before. Lou has the gift of gab as a psych major. I find him interesting. Yeah, I'm sure you do, Ricky. What is so you're a psych major? So what's going on in his head right now? Does he actually own AMC or is he lying? Lou has the okay, read that. After 30 screenshots. Oh, here we go. My email is themassalorian@gmail.com. Just as it's spelled on the channel, themassalorian@gmail.com. Garnett, thank you, man. Dr. Zeno send Lou to Canada to control the weather. You have other stocks. I went all in months ago. Yeah, I have other stocks that I bought before AMC, right? I didn't catch on to AMC until the day after the Super Bowl. So that was February 7th or 8th. And I already had a portfolio before that. Like I was telling you guys, I'm trying to talk my family into buying Tesla at the end of the year. So, yeah, I have other stocks. I just don't talk about them because they're not going to clearly make me as much money as AMC ever will. So, yeah, MN4343, what's up, man? What's going on, brother? Yeah, it's actually really fun. This has been really nice, man, to get to talk to everyone. And by the way, thank you for all your comments all the time and you liking all the videos and stuff. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. My only red is crypto, sadly. Oh, my crypto's red too. Yeah, I'm not up money in crypto right now. Maybe a little bit, not by much. I'm pretty sure our prices are right around where they were about a year ago. But I'm red in portfolio and crypto. I'm probably not red in crypto yet, but I'm right there. I probably bought in right around these prices when I originally made my first investment. Let me see here. The Boss Blunt's free Discord is working with options and the VIX to make money to put into more AMC. If people understand options, they might be a place to look at, not financial advice. So what are you saying here? Boss Blunt's free Discord is working with options. Options on AMC, Pantheon? Look, I'd love to be able to make some money. I mean, I have dry powder in my account. I was just, I probably should have bought AMC the other day when it dropped to $14, but I didn't know where we were going. Once we broke through 18 a couple of days ago, I've lost it. I've lost my touch on that chart. Someone should analyze his facial expressions. I would love to get one of those guys on YouTube to analyze his facial expressions and his gestures and all that. More history stories in the future, please. I love history, man. I'm a huge history fan. Huge history fan. I love history. It's my favorite subject by far. Economics, probably number 2. Honestly, journalism's way down the chart. I'd much rather talk about history. I'm a big fan of history. And Lou does have some delusions of grandeur, for sure. Yeah, I never Natsuka, sorry. Natsuka, I've never watched a lot of his videos, but I've heard a lot about conspiracy theories. I don't think any of this is a conspiracy theory. I think these are all facts. I think the government is porking us right now hard. And nobody seems to care about it except the people that are getting hurt the most. That's us right now. Options outside of AMC. Okay. Yeah, to be honest with you, Pantheon, I haven't messed with options since I think the last time was before we had the run-up in June. And, man, I remember the day in May sitting here and Trey was taking out $40 calls for June 18th on AMC, and I think that's where he made most of his money, I believe, because I don't know if you guys remember, but back then, beginning of May or end of April, he was talking about buying $40 calls for June 18th. I'll never forget it. And I was like, man, that's okay. That's a weird date, but okay, all right, June 18th. And for some reason, I got nervous and didn't do it and said, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. And that ended up screwing me. I could have made a lot of money back then. I didn't know. How is it possible people hating on Lou this much when there is people like Matt and Trey and them flipping sides and following his footsteps? I don't know why people are hating on Lou so much. I think because has Trey ever come out and said stop buying AMC? Has Trey ever come out and said Elon's going to flood the market with Tesla shares and that's going to cause the squeeze? Or that next week the transparency rules, once they go into place, that's going to cause the squeeze? Or made a video called Life After Next Week? Or the next plays? Has Trey done any of that? I don't follow Matt Kors. I refuse. I'm not a fan. I think he's fake. And so I don't follow him. Trey, I don't believe is fake, and Trey hasn't been a detriment, I don't believe, to the movement. Lou don't care about fixing the market. You guys understand? You get that, right? Lou doesn't give a shit if the market's broken or not. He's already moved on to new place. He's insane. What are you gonna go buy right now and try to push a short squeeze on? What? With all the manipulation going on? You think you and 40,000 followers are gonna move the market? Come on, bro. Knock it off. You ain't moving the needle on anything with 40,000 subscribers. So stop talking about all the plays right now. People don't have any money in your community. Go read your comments. I've never bought options on AMC. No, Paul. I saw the manipulation right off the rip, and I told my subscribers, I said, hey, guys, you do what you want, but I would really be careful with options because we are not in total control of the market right now in any way, shape, or form. I said it at least 10 times on my videos in the last 6 months, and I hope some people listened, but if they didn't, I hope they made money. I just said I was staying away from them personally because I didn't believe that we had a firm grip on what was going on and how they were able to manipulate the price on Fridays. And I think they made a lot of money off of retail in options. I think a lot of people try to get greedy or try to shoot for the stars and got their wings burned. Let me see here. Yeah, man, something about Coors just never smelt right. From the first day I saw him, I want to say that Trey and him were like on a live stream, and this is way back, but when AMC was late March, early March, and I remember there were a couple days where I watched Trey do a live stream, and we were watching the chart. It bounced from like $7.50 to $8, and Trey started talking about how he had to go back to work, and his eye was bothering him, and he had to have some surgery and stuff. And I feel like Matt Kors just absorbed all of that traction that Trey had. I think Trey was much more personable. I think Trey was much more, he connected with his audience. I feel like there was some genuine feelings and emotion behind the way he speaks, even to this day still. And I think Matt Kors, when Trey decided to stop live streaming and had to work, I think Matt Kors jumped on that. And he rode that all the way until, the end of July. And all of a sudden, AMC didn't make me. GME didn't make me. No, Matt, your stunning personality and good looks made you. Nothing to do with AMC or GME. That's why Matt Kors bothers me. He can't even be honest with himself. Yeah, by the way, Tony, Pantheon's right. Tony just did a great video on options. Go check it out. He uses the Video Scribe software. It came out really good. If you have any questions on options, go watch Tony's videos. They're awesome. No hate for Lou. Yeah, I'm not saying options should be outlawed or banned or anything. I believe in options. I just don't think they're good for AMC. Trade got me into this trade too. Back in February 2021. February 7th, day after the Super Bowl. Yeah, Alan. What's going on, Alan? How are you, man? Yeah, they made billions on options last year. I bet they did. Yep. I bet they did. I bet they made tens of billions. I know. Army Man 65D says, Matt had people staring at the line for months when he knew damn well it meant nothing. Just taking those super chats. And I don't remember back then because it seems like, God, that was like a lifetime ago that I watched Matt Kors for a couple days when Trey first went back to work. But I remember people sending him super chats. And he wasn't even doing any, he would just go literally type in the word, pull up the chart, and give someone a recommendation off that without doing any due diligence into what do the numbers look like? What are the fundamentals of the company? People sent him $50 super chats. It was crazy. But yeah, he made the third most in super chats in the country last year. Number 3 was Matt Kors in super chats, over $500,000. And I sent him one super chat back in, it was after we had our run up, but I sent him a super chat and he didn't read it. And I sent him a $20 one too, and he didn't read it, but it was something snippy. Yes, I like Tony too. Yes. Do I like Review Dork? All right. So Kelly, here's my thing with the Review Dork. I didn't follow him that hardcore throughout this whole thing. I did watch him from time to time. I watched Gabe from time to time. He just wasn't really my style. I didn't really connect with him on some level for some reason. We don't see eye to eye on certain things. But when he came out and said that he's been day trading AMC this whole time, and the rest of us are sitting here like momos buying and holding, and this guy's flipping day trades, And I don't know. I never heard that come out from his YouTube videos. So after that whole controversy went away and after that died down, I pretty much just shut Gabe off. I don't watch him too much anymore. There are very few channels that I watch, which is why I'm so amazed that I have 3,000 subscribers, because I'm so picky. I know with the people that I listen to, I'm like, man, for you guys to have taken the time to hit a subscribe button, it takes a lot for me to hit subscribe. Even to hit the like button, I have to really be into the person that I'm listening to. And if I am, I'll forget sometimes and go back and hit the like button. I'll play the whole way through and then be like, oh shit, if I hit like, I'll go back and hit it. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who are doing good work. I really truly believe that. A lot of us are in this for the right reason. I believe that. All right. YouTube channel is heavily monetized. How easily people can be manipulated. I hope we're not all being manipulated. I'm wondering if you guys, in the comments, guys, put a 1 if any of you have ever had a thought in your mind, am I in a cult? Be honest. I'm curious to know if anyone's gonna put that they actually that thought actually crossed their mind at some point. Because I've heard people say it, that AMC is a cult. Army man, I try to keep it as real as possible. I don't want to lead you guys on. I don't want to give you hopium. I'm invested in this play just like you guys are. The only reason why I came on and did this, well, a couple reasons. One, I felt like it was the right thing to do because the clickbait, it was aggravating me. So I'm like, is anybody going to give us some real information here? And having the background that I do, I just thought, well, if no one else is going to do it, I'll just do it. And I use other people's DD. Like I said, I told a lot of you guys along the way here that I read AutoBit's DD way back in March or April. And that was what really turned me on to like how deep this rabbit hole goes. I got deep. And, he had all the documentation to back everything up. Everything could be cross-referenced. And I realized how shady everything was. And I said, you know what? This is just turned into something else for me now. And then when I ever made that vaccine mandate video and they took it down, then that was like war for me. If I can't speak my mind, then what the hell is the point of having a channel? If I'm going to sit here and be told what to say and what not to say. All right. So some of you have thought that. All right. I got some people here putting ones in the chat. All right. So I'm not the only one, right? Now, clearly we aren't in one, right? I'm hoping not. No, I don't believe that we are. I don't think so. We don't really have a set leader, first of all. That's like one of the major things you need, right? For a cult, you need a set leader, someone to look up to. Secondly, that leader we don't have isn't sleeping with everyone else's wives. So that right there would cut it out. That wouldn't be a cult. Definitely needs to be some kind of sexual perversion going on between the leader and all the wives of the members. And that's not happening. So I think we're good right now. Lou just dropped another video. Should we play it live? So Alan says some people literally read DD from Reddit. Yeah. Who's the guy, the English guy there from Britain? Thomas James Investing literally pulls up DD from Reddit, not vetted, doesn't vet any of the sources, doesn't cross-reference any of the references, does nothing. Just literally word for word reads it. Now, I do that too sometimes on my videos, right? I'll pull up something and read it, but not from Reddit or Twitter. I'll pull it up from a major news article, and usually I'll make sure that I'm not I try not to use mainstream as much as possible because I don't trust them either. But to pull up someone's DD and put it on your video and read it word for word for 9 minutes in between, I got to get Publix and join the Patreon and the whole 9. It's like his videos are very crafted. They are the same every fucking time. Every time. All right, guys, let's make some money. Oh, my God, it drives me nuts. So let's make some money. Yeah. Oh, that drives me crazy. I can't stand that dude. I made a whole video on him. He was driving me nuts for a while. I'm like, I wrote him in the comments too. I'm like, bro, are you vetting your sources? Or he's like, nope. And he answered me too. He goes, nope. I say very clearly, this is not financial advice. I'm like, all right, you got me there. Truly is not financial advice on your end. Run the new Lou vid. They'll probably, what is he saying? Let's see what it's called. Can I find it right here? See, I hate clicking off here because I can't see you guys chat really when I do that. Somebody tell me what the name is of Lou's new video, please. Can someone put it in the chat for me? And actually, I'm going to do this real quick so I can puff from my my vape. Okay. There we go. Let's see. Yes, Thomas James Investments. That's him. These hedge funds effed up. Carl, yeah, man, I believe we caught them with their pants down. I really do. I really do. I don't see any way of them getting out of this. I just don't. I think they got in way over their heads and just never saw us coming. And, man, that's credit to all you guys out there that have been holding the stock this whole time. I had serious doubts, like I said, back in December. I was starting to doubt myself and saying, am I making a huge mistake here? What am I doing? Should I just get rid of my position and put this money in the bank and not be dumb and possibly risk losing it all? And I talked myself out of it. I had to disconnect from social media for a while. I took like a week off. I didn't watch anyone's videos. I didn't talk to anybody about anything to do with AMC. I just said, all right, I got to reevaluate my situation. Can I financially be able to continue to hold this stock and keep that money on the side and not need it for anything? And if I can do that, then I'm going to keep holding. And I figured out that I can make it work between what I'm doing for work right now and my little $200 from videos a month. I can make it work. So I did. Let's see. AMC night wrap up. Did anyone get the Cindy? Lou loves Cindy. That's the name of the video. You guys? It's 100% a cult, said Rick Knows. By the way, do any of you guys out there watch Rico? Rico Technical Analysis, Rico? He's kind of new. He's had his channel out for like, I don't know, maybe 2 months. He came out like right around the same time Al did. I think he had a gaming channel before that, but Charles interview. Free Matt Kors. Yeah, remember we went to bat for Matt Kors when he got his channel taken down? Yep, I remember. Let's see here. Why did Fidelity call to buy my position last week at how much higher price? Rick, do you mean you were trying to call them? Lou convinced me to hold more than once, so he gets a pass. All right, Ethereum man. Hey, if Lou's getting you guys to hold, please go stay with him. Please. For all of the rest of our sakes, continue to watch him. Watch him 24/7. Put the videos on loop, repeat, whatever you need to do. As long as he's keeping you from selling, I'm good. Let's see here. No, Lou was right with the lot, but I'm called SEC letting us ride to 70 to avoid lawsuits, and 3 months later, he's making it up. I watched Rico once. Yeah, not my thing either, right? How can you sit there and watch that line go by? Oh, that was a joke. Okay. Life after AMC? Is the play over? You know how many videos he has titled Life After AMC? At least a half dozen. Justice for All says, I didn't. I was happy Matt Kors was taken down. I think at that point when that happened, I was more upset at the fact that YouTube was censoring retail. I wasn't personally doing it for Matt Kors. I was doing it for all of us. It was the greater good, right? Just like they're trying to do with Rogan right now. I mean, they're trying to shut Rogan down because he's out there giving a different narrative, giving people an option, something else to listen to that's not the same old talking points all day long from mainstream media. Why do you think they want him gone so bad? He's doing 15, 20 times the numbers of mainstream media as far as viewership goes. So that's why I got involved with Free Mac Course, was for the greater good of the YouTube community and the retail investor and you guys. I felt like it was wrong. And, you know, if it's morally wrong, then I'll stand up to it. Lou is the man. He didn't sell us off to the bank, so we're good. Yeah, man, Edward, I apparently he didn't. I don't know why that wouldn't be reported immediately to some higher authority and say, hey, there's a bank out here. I got like 90,000 subscribers. They could have like 1 million shares between them. And this bank's trying to sell them out. They're trying to get me to deliver retail on a silver platter. I can't believe that wouldn't be the first thing that he does, is just walk out of that building and go immediately into, you know, the Southern District of New York Police Station and file a complaint. I mean, that's crazy. If that really happened, think about how nuts that is. Fair enough, but that guy was taking advantage of younger investors. Yep. Natalie the Trader, what's up, girl? I hope the play ain't over because I'm working right now. No, guys, I don't think it's over. I think we're waiting on some unknown catalyst that is coming down the road that we just don't see yet. I don't know what it's going to be. But I feel like something at some point is going to force these guys' hand. And I truly believe that we don't even know the half of what's going on right now. I think this is so much worse than any of us can even imagine. And we're never going to know the half of it, I bet. So much. Think about what we don't know about 2008 still. It took the Fed 10 years to release documents, and they had to be brought forward with a FOIA request. Let's just be honest with the American people. Why not? Why can't we just be honest? I got involved into Free Mac Core's one share of AMC movement. I felt bad for the Ape Father too in his protest. Kelly, so did I. I felt bad for him too. Yeah, that was kind of a bummer. Like, and you know, I made a video back when he was first doing this. When he originally had it for like September and October, I put a video. I said, hey man, don't get into any problems because we just saw what happened on January 6th. This is before the Ray Epps story and any of that I reported on. This is before any of that came out. And, you know, we've seen situations. This happened back with the summit in the G20 summit or whatever it is. The summit that happened in Seattle. They sent actors into the crowd to smash out windows and get people riled up. That's a fact. That's true. It was paid for by I don't remember who paid for it, but it's a proven thing. They did it in Seattle. They sent in bad actors to mess things up. And clearly now, as we can see, they did it on January 6th too. And no one's holding their feet to the fire about it. It's amazing to me that guy hasn't been arrested yet. What is it possibly he has on the entire federal government and the FBI that they can't go arrest that man? By the way, I'm just curious. Does anyone out there think that 9/11, that January 6th was comparable to 9/11? Do you guys believe that's a good comparison? I'm just curious. Lou has a video in front of TD Bank on time saving. That was his bank. Be easy, listen. Yeah, so it could be TD Bank. He's never going to tell us. First of all, it probably never happened, right? Let's imagine it just didn't happen in the first place. Let's say that was just conjured, because it's a great story. I mean, imagine if Lou saved retail, saved 80,000 people from getting sold out to a bank. How indebted to him are you? I mean, would you not do anything for the man? When are they going to start selling popcorn? I'm starving. What's up, Fred? I'm hungry too, man. Let's see.
Everybody's saying hell no. Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't know, man. I saw people jumping out of buildings 100 stores off the ground on 9/11. I don't know if you guys saw my 9/11 video yet or not, but and don't go watch it. It's old. But I was in New York on February 10th. Actually, we left. We left on the 10th. Yeah, we left on the 10th. I told this story a couple times. We were there for the Red Sox-Yankees series. We went down Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday was going to be the night game. We were going to see Roger Clemens versus Pedro Martinez, I believe, was going to be the pitching matchup. So that was the big game we were all looking forward to. It was Monday Night Baseball. It got rained out, and so we left and checked out of the room on the 10th and went home. And Tuesday morning I woke up, and I was literally staying at the Sheraton that was like 6 blocks from the World Trade Center. So I wouldn't have gotten hurt or anything, but yeah, I was, 9-10 hours away from when those planes hit. And we drove back to Boston on Monday afternoon in the middle of a rainstorm. But yeah, I don't understand how they're making that comparison. I don't understand that comparison. I don't understand Pearl Harbor. I don't get those comparisons. To me, those are on two totally different spectrums. I mean, they're not, in my opinion, they're not even close. It is all so effed up. I agree, Ian. It is. I mean, just the way people are talking these days is, I don't know, man. It's got me a little freaked out. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the things people are saying, not a big fan of, especially not censorship. Look, the only reason why this is working right now, guys, is because we have this platform and we have this availability to communicate to each other. Imagine if they just said, "Oh, well, you're an insurrectionist. You can't be going against the government and the SEC and the DTCC and saying the Federal Reserves are crooks, and we're gonna shut your channel down." Don't think that won't happen. Don't think they can't do that. Inside job. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the video that I did about the Ape Father, but that guy Ray Epps is filmed multiple times telling people to go into the building. If there's anyone guilty of insurrection that day, or inflaming or riling up the insurrectionists, it's Ray Epps, and the man is walking free, driving his boat, riding his horse in Arizona. I don't understand. And you have Mimas in jail right now, 60-year-old ladies, but Ray Epps is walking around. Somebody explain that to me. And why does the FBI not have an answer to whether they had paid informants there or not that day? Why can't, when Congress asks you a question and you are being deposed and you are brought into a congressional hearing, the fact that you don't have the answers straight or you don't know the answers to the questions you know are coming makes me suspicious. Just be truthful, be honest. If you have bad actors, then it's the greatest entrapment case in the history of mankind. Because literally, I haven't shown this yet, but there's videos out there of people he was talking to taking down the fencing and the signs where it said, "Do not enter, you'll be arrested past this point." So everybody who came from that mob from the eclipse to the Capitol, the front entranceway, it was all wide open because everyone had already taken down, previous to people showing up at the Capitol, all the fences and signs that said, "Do not enter." And obviously the cops had backed all the way up the stairs to the doors. So where was I? I was there. Yeah. I threw Molotov cocktails. I did the whole night. No, I'm just kidding. No, I was at work that day. I think that was a Monday, I'm pretty sure. I was at work and someone texted me and said they're attacking the Capitol. I'm like, who's there? And I heard Trump supporters. I said, attacking the Capitol. I gotta see this with guns. I mean, seriously, if you were gonna overthrow the government, that's the rabble you want trying to set up the new one? Gotta be kidding me. It most certainly was. MC, If Ray Epps works for the FBI, if he is an undercover informant, if he is a paid actor, that is the biggest entrapment case in the history of, like I said, of mankind. Like, no joke. And I wish I had the video to show you guys of the guys taking the fence down and taking the signs down. I spent 2 nights from like 11 at night till 4 in the morning going through all the Revolver articles, watching every downloaded clip on Rumble. I spent at least 20 to 20, probably more than 24 hours researching that thing over, I don't know, the 5 weeks leading up to the anniversary. And then I didn't even do a video about it because I smacked my head. The only reason I was able to bring it up again was because the Ape Father was doing his protest. And I'm like, all right, well, I can slide in the comparison and give him my blessing. These people attack cops, cops push back. Cops push. Kelly said, these people attack cops, cops pushed cops back. Yeah, no, I don't, they should all be arrested. I have no issues with that. That if you go and hit a cop, you should get arrested, 100%. If I went and hit a cop right now and just smacked him in the mouth, I'd probably get cuffing up pretty soon. I know no one cuffs up anymore. Everyone fights the police these days. But me, personally, I'll be cuffing up. And yeah, I don't think that was right. That doesn't mean that there weren't people out there who were inciting others who normally wouldn't cause violence or get all riled up. That doesn't mean there weren't bad actors out there. And that doesn't mean that people are insurrectionists for punching a cop. I don't know when you became a terrorist for punching a cop. Yeah, it's usually assault and battery on a police officer or resisting arrest. It's definitely not insurrection. Let's see here. Intelligence Department. Oh, the FBI won't answer the question, so you know they're hiding something. Why wouldn't they just come out and say no? Just say, oh, no, Ray Epps does not work for us. The only fact check I saw, I wish I could keep this screen. Hold on a second. Let me see something here. I can drag it over here. Yeah, there we go. All right, hold on, guys. Pull this up. I suck at typing, by the way, so it's never going to be fast like the other guys. All right, here we go. So this is from factcheck.org. I'm going to drag this over. Tell me if you guys can see this. Yeah, you should be able to see it. So this article here is from factcheck.org. It says January 6th conspiracy theory centers on baseless claim about Ray Epps. So, now here's their fact check. On January 11th, Epps told the Arizona Republic that he had been there. Videos on social media from January 5th and 6th also appear to show Epps in Washington, D.C. In one widely viewed video from the night of January 5th, Epps tells tells the crowd, in fact, tomorrow we need to go into the Capitol. When asked about the clip, Epps says the only thing that I meant is we would go in the doors like everyone else. Sure, because that was going to be happening that day, right? Everyone's going to be going in through the doors. A video clip from January 6th shows him near the Capitol as the mob breaks through a police barrier, literally 30 seconds before the main attack and the first breach on the Capitol. He is there whispering into another guy's ear. And when the cop falls down, when they push over the barricade and the cop falls down, all 3 of those guys start going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, you're hurting the cop, be careful. Like, we don't want this much violence. Just enough to make it look violent. Let's see here. Showing people in the crowd. Yeah, I don't know where it is right now, guys, but basically he told the Arizona Republic that he was not working for the FBI, and that's the fact check. That's why they're saying it's a baseless claim, because he says he didn't work for the FBI. And that's all they need. That's all factcheck.org needed to hear. He just said he wasn't it. Crazy. I don't know. All right, let's get back to the chat. Let's get Republican channels telling the facts. Okay. I don't know, Freakistan. I don't know who's telling the facts. I just know that I watched the videos that dozens of people recorded that day and the night before. I saw what everybody said, what they were doing. I went back and watched, like I said, hours of clips. And it's pretty clear that this guy is inciting violence. No doubt about it. He's saying we have to physically go into the Capitol. Then the crowd starts yelling, Fed, Fed. They're chanting Fed at the guy. It's not talking points to me. This is something I've researched and been very curious about because it just seems like a big entrapment case to me. I just don't like the way it's something just don't smell right about it. And if the FBI is not willing to come out and say Ray Epps doesn't work for us, then why would I trust anything else that they come out and tell me? Why? I don't need Fox News to tell me. I can do my own research. I really dig this channel. Ian, thanks, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Shout out to Rob Almasi, morning in the chat. Let's see here. Real patriots didn't want anything to do with the violence. Yes, of course, Liz. Yeah, no one. People, that thing turned into a frenzy, right? People were amped up. People got a little out of control. Probably normal people, when there's like that hive mentality and you just get caught up in the moment. It's happened to me in fights before. I've been in fights with my friends. Someone gets a ball over the head, and next thing you know, you're jumping in, or someone hit my sister, or whatever it is, and you get caught up in the moment, and you just go crazy. You start throwing haymakers or whatever it is. I understand how that happens. It's happened to me many times. We're all human. We're imperfect. I get it. I get how you can get riled up like that and do something that you wouldn't normally do, like smash someone over the head with a bottle. I get it. But yeah, I mean, most people who actually love this country, who appreciate everything that we get to exercise here as far as free speech and freedom of religion and freedom of the press and the right to bear arms and all the constitutional rights that we have, the only reason why this country has lasted as a superpower and the dominating force around the planet, right? The police force of the planet, I believe is because of, the things that are instilled into the American people, that right for freedom. And which is kind of why I understand a little bit why Putin is so freaked out about Ukraine. They made an agreement back after World War II that NATO wouldn't be within a certain distance. Imagine if tomorrow morning we woke up and Russia had a missile base in, I don't know. I'm trying to think of not Laredo, Texas. McAllen. McAllen's got it on both sides of the border. I believe McAllen has it on both sides of the border. But just imagine if all of a sudden tomorrow morning we woke up and we had missiles on our border. You telling me that we wouldn't make an incursion and go get them out? And I'm not saying that Ukraine's that big of a threat to Russia. Clearly, the militaries are not matched. But I find it amazing on how everyone is so up in arms about borders and protecting borders. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Do you know how much fentanyl has come over the border in the last 12 months? How many people it's killed? You know how many girls have probably been sex trafficked into the country from all over South and Central America? You know how many girls are probably walking off their debt right now to the cartel to pay back their coyote fees for getting crossed over the border? You know how much money the cartel is making right now at the border? 2 million illegal immigrants into the country. And here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that the Democratic Party is trying to use this this open borders policy for votes. I don't know where that comes from, where that idea comes from, because from what I know of most Spanish people who hail from Central or South America, they are more than likely Catholic, very conservative, and once they are over the border, they're probably not going to want people coming behind them to compete for their jobs. So if this voter registration thing passes, this bill passes, and you don't need an ID anymore to vote, which I believe is what they're trying to do. I think they want to get that extra vote, but I don't know that you're really going to get that big of the Hispanic vote from all of those 2 million immigrants. I understand there's immigrants from other countries. They just caught 2 guys from China like 2 days ago. I understand there's other people, but I don't know why they're so confident that these conservative Catholic families are going to start voting for progressive ideas on crime. Those two poor bastards who got killed in New York, those 2 police officers, and that girl who was working at Burger King, because these guys don't want to lock anyone up for crime. It's like, man, that is not that's not a hill you want to die on. Stand up for criminals. Some other girl just got killed in Chicago last night, smothered and stabbed to death. 20 years old, beautiful young girl, and no one wants to. No, it's not even on the news. You can't even talk about it. The train robbery thing that went on 2 weeks ago, barely had any coverage until it blew up on YouTube. No one was talking about it. That's been going on for months. No one wants to talk about it because Gavin Newsom was about to get kicked out. Can't wait for Trump to take office. I don't know how that's going to play out, man. I'm interested to see how the Republican Party, because I'm not registered in either party. I've actually never voted for the president, to be honest with you guys. I never voted for anything, I don't think, except for AMC shit. I don't think I've ever voted in an election. Not that I can remember. But I'm interested to see if DeSantis is going to run against Trump, or if one of them is going to bow out to help the other one try to win. I don't know. I'm interested to see. Honestly, Trump is he's a very controversial figure. I think a lot of things that he did for this country were really well done. I think people are turned off to him, his personality, some of the traits that he shows that he's fond of. I don't believe he's a racist. I don't believe he's a lot of things. Is he a jerk off? Yeah, probably. Is he a loudmouth? Is he brash? Yeah. Did we ever consider Russia entering Ukraine when Trump was president? No, you didn't, right? He actually tried to play nice with Putin, and all we heard for 4 years was Russia, with no evidence. Just talking points over and over and over again. Adam Schiff keep telling us, it's coming. Don't worry. Just wait. It's coming. We have the witness. We're going to bring him in. Sure you are. So I don't know how that's going to play out. I'm not like I said, I think Trump did an okay job. I wish he had worked on the stock market more. I wish he had worked on censorship more and making these Silicon Valley companies not be able to censor people. I wish he had done that before he left office. There's a couple things I think he left us in the lurch about. And I'll be honest about that. I mean, I got no problem expressing my opinions about Trump. I'm not the biggest fan. I think he did a good job while he was there. I think you have seen a detrimental drop-off from when Joe Biden took office 368 days ago, or wherever it is now, to where we were in 2019. Oh, my God. Do you know gas is up 50% since then? Since the end of 2019. Right before we got into the election. Gas is up 30%. I think oil was at $40 a barrel. It's $80 right now. I believe inflation was down at the time. I don't remember all the stats right now off the top of my head, but if you guys get a chance, go watch Glenn Beck's video on the Federal Reserve. I'm going to do a video about it tomorrow night, but what we talked about earlier. But yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Let me go back to the chat. Let's see. Trump. How many people in the chat voted for Biden? I'm just curious. I'm sure I have some Biden people here, right? I mean, half the country voted for the guy, so gas has gone up just a little bit. Yeah, Liz, gas is up 100%, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. $2 with Trump, and we're at $4 now. Yep. Dr. Zeno, finish that book. Happen right now. We go to war with Russia. We will go to war with China. Oh, yeah, we're driving Russia right into China's arms. And God forbid if Russia and China unite on a united front against the rest of the Western world. Because that is going to be terrible for the dollar. The petrodollar is going to take a massive hit. Okay, so we got some Bernie voters, Biden, Benny says me. All right, so there's a couple Biden people. Kelly voted for Biden. So there's some people in here who voted for Biden. I don't know. How do you guys... Okay, so those of you who voted for Biden, what would you give him right now on the first year on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the best? Justice for All says, POTUS has control of gas prices when he cancels pipelines. He did that in his first day in office. He took out, what, 1,300 jobs? And we're begging OPEC to send us more oil now. Why? Why is that? We've been self-sufficient for years now. Why are we suddenly bending over backwards for OPEC? All right, where are my Biden voters here? I want to know what do you guys think? In all honesty, between a 1 and a 10, 10 being the best job he could have done. Christopher says 0. Oof. Negative 10. Kelly says a 4. Joe says negative 368. All right, so I'm going to go with Kelly's number because she's being serious. I'll go with 4. Oh, Ronnie says 1. All right, Ronnie's saying 1. 7.5 ultraviolet haze. 7.5, really? Ultraviolet haze. What is it that's got you so... What's blowing your hair back with Joe Biden? Just curious. Like, what his campaign promises were, what are we going to do? $15 minimum wage, right? Medicare for all. What was the other one? No more school debt. And I think those were the top 3, right? And that's what he ran on, as well as the rest of the progressives. And so far, do we have school debt taken care of? No. Is there a $15 minimum wage? No. Have we eliminated school debt? No. So, I'm just curious, why do you guys, what about him do you love so much? And in my opinion, Joe Biden to me would be a 4 as well. And honestly, Trump would be like a 6 to me. Like, I'm not that huge of a Trump fan. Like, I think he was okay. He did his job. Look, his job is to protect us and the American people. He tried to build a wall. The economy was booming. Unemployment was down. He was working with the incarceration system. He did a lot of good things. There's a lot. He mended a lot of fences across the world as far as with our natural born enemies. I give him a lot of credit for those things that he did. Yeah, Justice for All says Trump gets a 10. Okay. Sleepy Joe is incoherent at times. You think, Carl? 90% of the time, the man is completely incoherent. I have no idea what he's talking about. How is the rest of the world? If I'm sitting here looking at it like that, and you are as well, how are the other leaders of the free world looking at Joe Biden? Imagine what our enemies must be thinking right now. I know what I'd be thinking. I got the drop on this guy. That's what I'd be thinking. Let's see here. He shut down the pipeline, then goes through ND. I know. Did Trump do any of those things you just listed? No, but he didn't run on that. Ultraviolet haze. He said, I'm going to build a wall. That was it. That's all I remember him really promising me was, I'm going to get a wall up. And he did. He started the wall, and then they stopped construction. And now we got 2 million illegals bedding down this country tonight. I don't know where they're getting any of their medical attention from. I don't know if they've been checked for COVID. I don't know if they're murderers. I don't know anything. I don't know where they are. Neither does the government. They got sent away with a piece of paper that said come back in 90 days. Good luck with that. But all I remember was I'm going to build a wall. And he did that. He didn't finish it. But that was on Joe Biden. I know everything that Biden promised, he has fallen short on. everything he ran on. He got 13 members of the United States Army killed trying to pull a fast one out of Afghanistan by not pre-planning and setting himself this deadline that was going to be impossible to properly pull off. Then he brought 100,000 Afghan allies into the country without properly vetting them, and Homeland Security has already admitted that. Alejandro Mayorkas said that we did not use our traditional methods to vet these people. We did a basic, broad reception that everyone came in, got on the planes, and came in the country. So we have no idea if they've worked for Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Al-Nusra, any of them. That's all I know about Joe Biden. I know that the three things he ran on, that was the big three that he was going to get done. First day in office, none of it happened. He shut down a pipeline and shut down the wall and lost, 5 to 10,000 jobs. In his first day, that's what he did. You can sit there and debate me on it, but in reality, he cut 5 to 10,000 jobs on his first day on the job. No politician is good. Joe, I'm with you on that, man. I don't like either party. I think that they are all corrupt and crooked. They are all working for the same people. The same people who fund their campaigns. It doesn't matter if they're a donkey or an elephant. It does not matter. Or a rhino, for that matter. It don't matter. They're all working under the same umbrella. They are all in cahoots. I don't trust any of them. So I don't know what that means for the future right now. I don't know politically how things are going to play out over the next 3 years until we come to a new presidential election. But I enjoy talking about politics because I think it's interesting. It's not really to put my views out there so much or for me to be some gung-ho. I appreciate the conversation. I like to know what other people are thinking. That's why I like Ultraviolet. What is it that you love so much about Biden? We are coming back here in 3 years and see what he's getting done. He's had 365 days. He's done nothing. How much? When does he need to start acting? His first year just blew by already, and nothing has got done. He can't pass any bills. He can't get anything done. And they have control of the entire government. Think about that. They have control of the entire government, and they can't get anything done. This is why politics makes me so aggravated sometimes. Look how he ended Afghanistan. Yeah, honestly, that was a shit job. I'm sorry. But that was just poorly planned out. They knew beforehand. His people, his staff were telling him in the military, sir, this is not going to work the way you think it's going to. We need to be doing things. We cannot shut down. They went on and spoke to Congress and said that they couldn't specifically say what they said to the president because that was classified information, but they had passed along ideas saying it was not going to work. Yeah, we do need a new party. Yep, we do. I said the ape party, and that would be cool. It would be cool. I think apes would go good with donkeys and elephants. We do need a new party. And I think we might see some of the next politicians coming out of this movement. I truly, fiercely believe that. That's a possibility. Some people right now who are watching these videos, who are invested in AMC, who are trying to put the fire to the hedge funds, I believe there will be people who will come out of this movement, who will be movers and shakers in the world. I think they will be part of this whole fourth turning that I'm going to be talking about soon. I think they're going to be leaders coming out of this movement. I really do. I believe there's some very talented people in here who have excellent ideas, who really know their stuff. They have good vocabulary. They know how to address people. I think you will find some of the next politicians coming out of this movement. I really, truly believe that. Justice for All says everyone should be registered as an independent and vote on the performance and potential. Don't even vote on performance. Vote on holding their feet to the fire. You get my vote. I want to promise this is going to happen. And if not, in 2 years, that's it. You got 2 years. This thing of staying in Congress for 40, 50 years clearly does not work. So that's got to be fixed. I don't want DeSantis to run. I don't want to lose him as a governor. Jamie, I hear you. I hear you, man. Yeah, Wendy says voting on blockchain. Exactly. You know, we need to start talking about this stuff because we got elections coming up in 2022 and, you know, no one's going to fix these policies for us. It's only going to be from the people. It has to be from us. No one's coming to save us. There is no Captain Save-A-Ho. It's a real shame to read some of these idiotic comments. None of them work for us. Exactly. None of them do. None of them do. I like Tulsi Gabbard. MC said, honestly, I love Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know what it is about her. I just think she speaks eloquently. I like most of her message. A lot of what she says. She seems very down to earth as well. Like she seems she might be like the perfect presidential candidate. I don't know that though. I don't know what you guys think of Tulsi Gabbard. Mass 2020. No, Mass won't be running for. I don't want any part of government. I want to make fun of them. We the People Party. Yeah, honestly, we need to start talking about this, man. I truly believe down in my core that we're not going to see any change unless it's done at the voting booths. I just don't. I think we're going to keep on the same road of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer and the middle class just getting squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. I don't know how many of you guys watched that Inequality for All video that I did on Robert Reich, but man, if you go look at those charts, I mean, look at how far we've fallen from where we were just 30, 40 years ago when my parents and maybe your parents could be a gas station attendant and own a house. I mean, are you kidding me? But a full-time carpenter can't. Who's working a side job bartending and making YouTube videos. Tulsi is a grifter. Do you really think she's a Russian plant? We do. Robert De Niro says we need someone in Congress to work for the apes. Yeah, we do. We do. We need to find someone who can go in and draft up legislation to clamp down on the SEC, the DTCC. We definitely do. Legislation is the way to go. If we can't break their backs financially right now with this MOAS, then the next step is people putting the rules in place got to go. They're not doing their job. It's very simple. I don't think this is that outlandish of a take. They're not doing their job. And if you don't do your job, what happens? You get fired. Benny Castro says, good people on both sides and Proud Boy Nazis were there. So, Benny, I think you're talking about what happened in Charlottesville. So let me clue you in on something. The original people who set up that march were there because they didn't want the statue taken down, the Robert E. Lee statue. They weren't. They were daughters of the American Confederacy or something. They're like some group. There's one for the American Revolution too, like the Daughters of the American Revolution. There's also one for the Confederacy, and they were protesting. Originally, they were protesting that. Then all these fringe groups showed up. All these, outliers showed up. But originally, the people that originally got the permit for the protest, not the Tiki Torch people, talking about the people who were there the day before that whole march and everything. That were there just to protest the statue coming down, the Daughters of the Confederacy, I believe it's called. Yeah, that wasn't their original intention. Those people. Now, they were also joined by a bunch of neo-Nazis and Proud Boys or whatever, whoever you want to say was there, and they took things violent and did all that crap. But the original people who got the permit, I believe that was the name of their organization, they were just there to protest that they didn't want the statue coming down. And then it turned into something completely out of left field. Candace Owens for SCOTUS. I don't think that's going to happen. That would be amazing if Candace Owens was the first black female Supreme Court Justice. Can you imagine? Oh, my God. Joy Behar and Whoopi would lose their minds. Oh, they would probably both die of heart attacks if that happened. Let's see here. Brandon, a puppet ran by radicals. They are pretty radical, man. There's some radical people out there trying to say, and the boys can swim with girls, and it's all good. I don't know. Let's see here. We need a wall. Everybody needs a wall. Yeah, everybody's got a wall but us. Congress has a wall around them. Joe Biden's got a wall around his house. We have a wall around our building. There's no wall around the country. And the funniest thing is, you know, like I was saying in the beginning of the stream, I don't know if you guys have been in this long, probably not, but I can't get my best friend to come in from Canada. But if she just flew to Tijuana and walked over the border, she'd probably be here within 24 hours. That's insane. And for her to leave the country, she's got to test negative for COVID, pay $150 for her flash test. Then when she comes back in, she's got quarantine for 5 days. It's insane. We need to move the fuck on. Candace couldn't run a Wendy's drive-thru. I don't know about that. I think Candace is... Listen, she took a couple people to town in Congress when they called her in for hearings, man. She lit some people up. They were trying to go in and say that white supremacy was the biggest threat to black people. She's like, what about the reading? What about the children not going to school? What about 90% of the homes are fatherless? None of that matters, right? We're supposed to sit here and act. She said, I think white supremacy would be not even on the list of my top 10 problems for black people right now. And she's right. You say whatever you want, but I don't know the last time I've seen the Klan or Nazis running around. Probably Charlottesville was the last time that I've seen someone running around actually creating violence that is any worse than anything that happened in Chicago over the weekend, or New York City, or St. Louis, or L.A., or San Fran. It's all bad to me. AMC to politics. I know. Hey, man, this is just the way it goes. And let me just say, if you don't think there's any politics involved in AMC, you are not looking deep enough. Ken Griffin donates a lot of money to the Republican Party, and they are making sure that his bankroll does not disappear. 2.4. He was, I think, number 3 overall for donations to Republicans. I believe Peter Thiel was 2, and I forget who number 1 was. But if you don't think politics are in this play, you are sadly mistaken. Whoopi got suspended for 2 weeks. They suspended her for what she said? Wow. Yeah, I think Candace is pretty smart. Now, I don't know her personally. I liked her in that in the hearing. I thought she was excellent in the hearing on bringing out all the factors that will go ahead of white supremacy that are problems for the black community right now. And she is 100% correct. The fourth turning, is it something like the Great Reset? Kinda, Shadow Love. Yeah, I'm actually doing a series of videos on it. I'm going to do 4 videos on the fourth turning. I'm going to release them the next 4 weeks. But they're going to be kind of long, and they're going to be video scribed like Tony did his options video. I have the same software. So I'm going to do the whole 4 generations right now that we're seeing. So we have Gen X, the boomers, Gen Z, and the millennials, right? So that's the last 80 years. We got 2020, 2020, the 4 generations. And so we're going to work our way back from today to the end of World War II in that time period. So that generation right now that's about to die off, and how this cyclical thing is really happening. This is the way the world turns for some reason. If you just go back through American history, start with the American Revolution, go up to the Civil War, then you go to World War II, and now you are today. We are 100 years later from World War II, or not 80 years later from World War II right now. We're about to start the last turning, the fourth turning right now. We're about to go into that stage where we're going to need people to step up and do what's right for the American people, because we'd be getting shafted. The vote has, go watch Kill Chain on HBO. Watch Kill Chain. They have been messing with elections for a long time. I don't know what happened last election. I know there was a concerted effort, and this is not me speaking. I don't want to tell you about it. I'll let Newsweek tell you about it. Newsweek election. All right. Well, I don't know where it is now, but there was an article a while back that was talking about that. All right, what time is it? Oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. All right, guys, let's cut this off here. It's late. I didn't realize how late it was. I gotta go to bed. But listen, I appreciate all of you guys coming by, man. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I fucking love all you guys. I really appreciate you coming by and helping me take care of this. Now we know how it's set up, and I'm definitely gonna be doing this more often. We'll keep conversation going. I want you guys to have a voice on here, and we'll get it working so that everyone can get their comments up, and we'll get it nice and looking good. Don't worry about that. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I don't know how to sign off here, but let me just read a couple last things. Can you fit this spam guy? Fix this spam. Yeah. I'll work on that for next time. I will, Jonathan. I'll work on that. Don't worry. Yeah, why is this guy coming up like crazy here? What's up with this dude? How do I do that? Hold on. See if I can just do it right now. Block him or something, right? Remove. I don't even know how this stuff happens. I really don't. Let's see. Remove. Hopefully that will work. You can keep working on me. I'll come around eventually. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. CW, thank you very much. VO Apprentice, Robert De Niro, Liz Kleeman, thanks for coming by. Ronnie, I saw Airman 4343 in there earlier. Some of my OGs in there. Alan, I saw you in there. Jamie, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Army Man, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Carl J, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Jordan, same. Justice for All, my man. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.